Hey guys, we are live. Let us know if you can hear us all right. We are in a different room in this historic downtown loft here in Palestine, Texas, and we're about to turn American history into a game. Um, so this is not a boring classroom lesson, but rather it's a documentary where Jimmy falls, not a documentary like last night where Jimmy falls asleep halfway through. Today we're talking about the ultimate test. Could a 14-year-old survive American history, depending on what the period is? Okay, guys. So we're going all the way from the 1700s to today, the American Revolution, the frontier, the Civil War, the Railroad Age, the Industrial Revolution, the Great Depression, World War One and Two, the Cold War, the 1950s, television, internet, smartphone, and the world Jimmy is growing up in right now. So history is like rapidly unfolding before us. And so the point of this live stream is to showcase how fast history goes by and how many of us were around for a lot of these different decades. So if you're interested in history and seeing how a 14-year-old can interact with history, then stick around. So all right, so this is how it works. I'm going to ask Jimmy a trivia question. Okay. And the chat gets to answer first. Then I'll give Jimmy the real answer, or at least some historical context. Okay. And one mind blowing fact that will help him understand that life was actually how life actually was in that time. Okay. So it'll be kind of like, would you rather? Okay. Would you rather do XYZ or would you rather live today? That'll be like the format, guys. So the question is like, could Jimmy survive without electricity? Could he survive in a one-room schoolhouse? Could he survive in the frontier? Could he survive the Great Depression? Could he survive the World War II rationing that was taking place? Could he survive the 1950s with only 3 television channels? And even earlier when there's less, there was like 1. Could you survive the 1980s with arcades but no internet? Could you survive the 1990s with dial-up internet? Or it's like, I'm sure many people who are watching actually remember that era of time, right? And then could someone from the past survive in Jimmy's world today? So chat, you are not just watching today. So chat, y'all are a big part of this. So make sure you like the video and you guys participate in the chat. You okay?
Yeah,
Yeah, are you sure?
I'm just waiting for the questions.
Okay. All right. So you guys in the chat, answer the trivia. Tell us what he gets wrong. Tell us what your parents or your grandparents told you, and tell us which area you would survive and which area you would absolutely destroy you. So you guys let us know. Hello, how's
Hey,
it
the
going?
art.
So we can probably pull this even a little bit closer. So we're not in the other room we were in previously. So if you guys watched our live stream yesterday, we had a TV in the background, but this one we have like a little computer. We're gonna pull in just enough into frame so that Jimmy can answer chat. Hey, the art 8039, how are you? You guys let us know if you like this framing. We can reframe it for you guys. You guys, the chat, y'all take control of the live stream. It helps us a ton because you guys are our other producer. Because we're normally in Mexico City, and right now we're in Northeast Texas, and we're in a little bitty town. I'm glad you're doing pretty good. The art 8039. Hey, Red Devil. Jimmy Travels. Site Red Devil Jeremy, and thank you, Red Devil Jeremiah, for your super chat the other day. I saw that. Thank you so much, Red Devil. Keep them coming. All right, so we're traveling through American history together. Okay. All right. Have people from Brazil? Saludos, Salmos, meus heróis. Thank you. Heróis. I love you. We love you too, Calvin. Calvin. Hey, Calvin from Brazil. Brazil, how are you? Okay. All right. So we're warming up. So this is like modern Jimmy versus the past. All right. So this is basic stuff. So we're gonna start with easy stuff. All right. So what year did the iPhone come out?
2007.
Okay. So obviously most of American history happened before anyone had the internet in their pockets. George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, World War II, soldiers, and even kids in the 1990s, they all live without smartphones. Would you rather lose your phone for 1 week or live one day in 1776? So the question is, would you rather lose your phone for 1 week? 1 week. So you don't have a phone for an entire week.
But I live like today, like how it is today, without a phone.
Without a phone, or you get to have like no phone means, but that's really like the bigger thing is like no internet, no social media, no modern stuff. Like you can maybe like see stuff in a storefront, but you don't. Let's say you don't have the internet on a smartphone for a week, or would you go back to 1776 and try to survive for a day?
Do the week without a phone.
So you'd rather just go without a phone in modern day?
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to like go back to 1776 and like get to see like how life was, what it looked like, and at the founding of America's
Not really.
spanking.
What?
Which I would definitely go back to. I think I could live one day in 1776.
I mean, I could, but I'd just rather do it today.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So before GPS, what did people commonly use for road trips?
Maps.
That's right. Families used to unfold these big, huge paper maps in the car. And if you got lost, you had to stop and ask a stranger for directions. It was a really common thing. You'd stop at a gas station and say, "Where are you?" And then people would be like, "You're in blah, 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 Mississippi, or you're in Arkansas, or you're blah, blah, blah." And so people used to have these big maps and they would unfold the maps. And, people actually got into accidents because maybe like the wife or the husband, whoever wasn't driving, would be trying to read the map. And they'd be going through town. And people literally had these giant maps. And then obviously Magellan came around. Do you guys remember Magellan? Magellan's no longer in business, but Magellan was like the big first GPS company. And that was like a really, really big deal. All right, next we have, would you rather use a paper map or get lost with a dead phone? Like, let's say that you had a paper map. Would you try to figure that out, or would you rather just like get lost with a dead phone? Like you have a dead phone.
No, yeah, I know.
So it's like you have a paper map. So the question is, the better question would be like, do you think you could get around with a paper map?
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds good. All right. So now that we're entering summer, we're going to talk about AC, the invention that made indoor summer life much more comfortable in hot states like Texas and some of these other southern states, even some of the northern states, guys, right? Around the whole world, AC is a big deal. But as you know, we live in Mexico City full time. And in Mexico City, there is like people don't have AC. You can get AC, but it's expensive. It's not really practical because Mexico City has a really stable climate. If you guys are new here, don't forget to subscribe. And subscribe, and you can leave a comment. You can help us direct the live stream. Because this is really stuff because people who are watching, y'all know, like 14-year-olds, it's like the mindset of a 14-year-old is dramatically different from people who are a bit older. So your comments help us get more perspective for Jimmy. The idea is to give Jimmy more perspective. So air conditioning is the main invention that totally changed summers and made people be able to enjoy the indoors. But here's a fact. Home air conditioning only became common for American families after World War II. It only became common for American families after World War II, especially in the 1950s and 1960s. Yeah, they didn't have air conditioning before that. So before World War II, there wasn't commonly held air conditioning. There are probably people in the chat who even know what I'm talking about. Their parents probably talked about it all the time. Like, we used to sweat up a storm back in the day when we were kids. Y'all don't even know how bad we had it, they're right. They're right to let us know that, because what's happened is that we have so many modern comforts that it's made people just like unable to tolerate any kind of heat or any kind of whatever. Like with the internet, it's like people can't tolerate boredom, because back in the day, back in the 80s, when I was a kid, there was, you were bored, and so you just figured out something to do. You use your mind, you use creativity. There was television, but it wasn't necessarily geared towards children. There was some children's television in the 80s and the 90s for sure.
Hey, real
especially
OP.
in the 90s. Hey, what's going on? Real OP 3008. Hey, what's up? But it was a big deal. And by the way, you guys go and subscribe to this channel. Here, hold this for me. Sesame Street. That's right, big one. I just put in the chat, Brent explains. So you guys can subscribe to that channel, because really, we're working really hard to get to 20K on this channel, and that way I can get an editor to help me, or a cameraman to help me get Jimmy more like extreme content, and then like these interview type stuff. It's going to be on this channel, Brent Explains. So you guys, please help me out. Let's hit 500 subscribers on this channel by the end of the live stream. So help us out. So Ezekiel, if you're here, if John Scott's here, the Art 8039. You guys go subscribe. Thank you. Subscribe to Brent Explains, because that's where this stuff is going to be. Because I'm going to be interviewing different like kids. So I'll be interviewing people who are like between like 10 to adults, about the culture, and then I'll be traveling around the world as well myself. So go to Brent Explains, and let's get to 500. What was that? What was my goal? 500 subscribers by the end of this live stream on Brent Explains, because this channel, we're going to be doing more of this stuff, but it's going to be more like outdoor stuff, more exploring, more extreme sports and things like that, more adrenaline pumping stuff. So if you guys like the interview format and you like this, make sure you subscribe to Brent Explains. So Brent Explains is in there at Brent Explains. All right. So it's really important to remember that air conditioning only became common for Americans after World War II. So especially in the 1950s and the 1960s. Do you think you could, Jimmy, do you think you could, are you subscribing?
No, I'm just like trying to get the subscriber count.
Okay, good. Jimmy's pulling up the subscriber count for Brent Explains, because he really wants us to hit this goal, because he knows that like I really love doing the interview format, and it's really better for me to do it on my channel. All right, so he's pulling up the subscriber count so he can put it on the screen for you guys. So Jimmy, do you think you could sleep in Texas in July with no AC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Done it before.
You've done it before? He has done it before. You guys, he's roughed it. He's absolutely done it before. Next is refrigerators. Before refrigerators, how often did people keep food cold? Well, ice boxes, cellars, wells, or preserving food. That's how they did it. They used ice boxes, cellars, and wells. Jimmy, do you know what an ice box is? What is an ice box?
An ice box is where you put ice in the box and it keeps everything cool in the fridge.
Yeah, and there used to be people that used to travel around small towns, and they would actually deliver ice, and then you would put ice at the top of your fridge or the bottom, depending on the way your refrigerator was designed, and it would keep your food, safe for eating, like milk, whatever it was. Eggs don't really need refrigerating, and most countries around the world, they don't refrigerate eggs. Jimmy learned that when he went to Mexico. He's like, "What? You don't put even milk? They don't put in the refrigerator because it's ultra pasteurized."
Yeah,
So that really surprised Jimmy that in Mexico, they don't put the eggs and the milk in the refrigerator. In fact, it was underneath the stovetop, which really surprised him. You guys, don't forget to like the video, by the way. Don't forget to like the video if you're here. It helps us out a ton.
271.
Give it a like. All right, we're at 271. So we're going to end the live stream once we hit 550. Once we hit 550 on Brent Explains, because this is where you're going to have a lot of this type of content, is on Brent Explains. And then this channel is going to be more Jimmy going and doing adrenaline pumping type stuff, and also some more tranquil stuff like fishing. All right, but I'm definitely like a history guy. Okay, so do you remember when AC was common in the United States?
Yeah, back in my day. No AC.
No, it wasn't back in your day. It was back before your day. So my question was, do you remember?
I wouldn't remember it because I wasn't born.
Do you remember the information that I just gave you? I'm talking.
After World War II.
That's right. And what decade was that?
1950s.
1950s and 1960s. That's right. That's right. And then refrigerators. Before refrigerators, we had icebox cellars, and there were other ways of preserving food. All right. People used to literally buy blocks of ice and keep food cold, which is why we have the term icebox to this day. Would you rather give up your phone, or would you rather give up your refrigerator? You guys, don't forget to like the video. Help us out by liking the video.
Give up my refrigerator.
And subscribe. And you guys, let's see if super chats are working today. Yesterday, people could leave a super chat, but it wasn't counting towards the goal. But let's see. You guys, someone get going there and leave a super chat, and let's see if it counts towards the goal. Because yesterday was glitching yesterday. And we love YouTube, so let's see. I think they fixed it. So someone go in there.
Give my refrigerator.
Yeah. You would give up your refrigerator?
Mhm. I just DoorDash something.
Okay. All right. The question is, would you rather give up your phone or your refrigerator? I probably would give up my refrigerator because your phone literally does everything for you now. Like even if you're like almost like a Luddite and you're not really, you don't even like, you guys, if you know what a Luddite is, let me know. If you don't know what a Luddite is, I'll explain it to you. But I mean, you can't really give up your phone in today's world. So I would have to give up my refrigerator if I had to pick one or the other, right? All right. All right. What was the main source of light before electricity?
Oil lamps,
Oil lamps. Okay. Yeah. So
sun.
candles, oil lamp, yeah, daylight, fireplaces, yeah. Night used to be truly, truly dark. People plan their lives around sunlight in a way modern people barely understand. So modern people, they really don't wrap their heads around the fact that we planned our entire lives, or at least the people before electricity planned their entire lives before electricity around sunlight. So that means that everything, and you guys don't forget to leave
That's
us.
good, Dag Overhaul.
Hey, I wanted
What?
I visited the library today, says Dag Overhaul. Dag Overhaul, we need you. We need you here in person because you are so hilarious.
How's that
Yesterday,
funny?
Jimmy, because Jimmy,
I visited the library today.
because that's not a word. He's joking because you literally learned yesterday that it's library, not
Okay,
library.
I knew it was library, but how'd you say
But
library?
that's why Dag Overhaul is so next level funny. Dag Overhaul, I get you. Dag Overhaul, can you leave a super chat? Because yesterday it wasn't counting towards the goal, and so we need to see if YouTube fixed it. Because this was like a whole YouTube outage. But I think they fixed it today. So you guys leave a super chat and let's see if it
Oh no,
counts
that's the
towards
AC.
if it counts
That's
towards.
raining.
Yeah, we're in an old historic building right now. But Dag Overhaul, can you leave a super chat to see if it'll count towards
just
our goal?
see if it'll count because I just did one.
Okay. All right. So the last question was, would you rather go without your phone or your refrigerator? And so
Refrigerator.
we both decided that we would have to go without the refrigerator because the phone does everything for you. Now, if I lived out in the middle of nowhere, now it depends. If we're living in a post-apocalyptic world and there's nothing going on, you know, I guess then then both would be non-functional, right? All right. Now we're talking about electricity. So before the main source of
Thank you,
light
Dag
became electricity,
Overhaul.
did it work?
No, but thank you.
It's not counting towards the.
Mm-mm.
Have you guys noticed that on other channels that if someone has a super chat, like it'll give you the super chat, but it won't count towards your goal. It won't count towards your goal on your channel. By the way, if you guys are new to YouTube lives, let us know. A lot of people, we're their first
I
live
have to use the restroom
experience.
real fast. I'll be right back.
We're their first live experience.
1 minute. Watch this. That's not thunder. That's a car.
Yeah, no, it sounded like thunder. There was a car in the distance. Thank you so much. All right. So we were talking about electricity. And Dag Overhaul, have you subscribed to Brent Explains? Subscribe to Brent Explains because that's where we're going to be doing this kind of stuff. I'm going to be interviewing kids all the way from like little bitty kids all the way up to people in their hundreds on Brent Explains. And I'm going to be traveling the world and interviewing people in different cultures, people who speak English and maybe even in their local language if need be. But I'm going to be traveling because some of the stuff is too it's too educational for Jimmy Explores. And so make sure you subscribe to Brent Explains. Thank you for doing that, Art. I subscribed to all the things that Overhaul. Thank you. And I want to come to France so bad, the Art 8039. I would love to come to France. So you guys make sure you like the video because that way that people can discover the video. So we're talking about electricity. There's so many spam texts these days. Here, let's pull the here. Let me adjust the.
No, I have to do it.
Yeah, well, adjust it so that it's full on.
What do you mean full on?
Like it, because I'm pointing it down to see what it looks like, but it looks better to put it full on. Like where it's all green.
Oh yeah.
In terms of like leveling. So electricity, you guys don't forget to leave your super chats. They help us a ton. So the main source of light before electricity was candles, oil lamps, fireplaces, daylight. Night used to be truly dark. People planned their entire lives around sunlight. Their entire lives were planned around that. And modern people, they really don't understand the importance of sunlight. How like sunlight was legitimately was everything. Um, so Jimmy, would you rather live 1 week by candlelight or 1 week with no internet?
No internet.
So that means that there's no internet. So that
Yeah.
means there's no phone.
Yeah.
Your phone is like maybe you can play like one of these games. But the reality is that I don't know. I feel like if you're being truthful, you can pull out a little bit. I feel like if you're being truthful, you'd rather live just by candlelight because no.
I've done it.
Okay, you've lived an entire week without internet.
Yes.
Where?
Everywhere.
No, I don't think you realize how ubiquitous like the internet is, like with everything. So I don't think you realize the internet is like running everything. So you've never had a period of your life unless we sent you to like
So you're saying when I was 4 years old, a baby until 6 years old, you say I don't live a week without internet.
Yeah, but you can't miss what you didn't even know existed.
We're talking about, yeah, I did.
Well, you can't say like.
I remember everything when I was a little baby.
That applies.
I drank Dr. Pepper. I drank Dr. Pepper out of my
that applies
bottle.
To everybody. That applies to everybody.
Okay, everybody then everybody can live a week without internet. Then,
as a baby that doesn't know any better, who doesn't have to order groceries, who doesn't have to.
I don't have to order groceries.
That's right, you don't, because who does it?
The internet.
The internet orders groceries for you, so you don't need any adult. You do it all. You guys, this is why we're teaching Jimmy.
I could go get groceries myself.
You could, but you get arrested for being too young to drive.
First of all, I can just lie about my age.
All right, next, modern publishing, or sorry, public plumbing, I should say, modern plumbing. I was watching some content last night about publishing, so I have that on the brain. All right, because publishing is like in a whole crisis because of AI. Like people won awards recently, and the stuff that won awards, it was like completely written by AI. Is that not funny to you?
No, not really.
I mean, no, it's kind of tragic to people my age because people are like they were giving out awards for like publishing certain novels and short stories, and they found out the whole thing was written by AI, and that was like low key devastating because I'm like, these are professional people who didn't.
Who was in charge of it?
It was in charge of. Is that they asking?
No, it's me. I'm asking.
It was these two big magazines. Like one of them was a Literary Foundation, and
who's the founder?
No, it was a big one, and then one was like Granada or something like that. They were big publications. Well, they were big publications, but not only that, they were big publications, and the people who were in charge of the committees, they were really, really important people. So the Art 80, you guys can go look this up. This is like a big thing. People, there was a guy, they picked people from different regions of the world, and the guy from the Caribbean was the one that like had the most like iffy stuff. And they were like, no, this is not written by a human. And then they put the thing through Claude. Ever heard of Claude?
Yeah.
They put the thing
Claude is like an AI detector thing.
Well, there's one called Pentagram, I think, and that's like the bigger one. And they ran it through both. But they said it was like, they were like, yeah, this is almost certainly written by AI. But it just shows you that like, how can AI tell you if something was written by AI if AI is built off of the entire collective literature of all of humanity, right? So anyway, not to go too far off topic. Now, going back to an outhouse. Jimmy, do you know what an outhouse is?
Mm-hmm.
What is an outhouse?
An outhouse is like a porta potty. No, I'm serious. Like an outhouse is there's like a little like hut with a toilet.
Yeah, Dag overhaul. It can be a detector. Any AI, any large language model. Hey, TGJ 907. AI detectors are notoriously bad. That's right, TGJ 907. And the reason why is because they're going to assume that, they're going to assume that everything is AI because it's like, that's all they know is AI because everything to them is data that's been input into their systems. And you guys help us out with your super chats because that way we can make the best set possible. Because I do need a third person because I'm trying to like wrangle Jim. I'm like, shut down, boy. And he's just like, rah! And I'm like pulling him off the rafters. And yeah, and you're running around in circles. He's banging his head in the corner. I find him folded up in a drawer. I'm kidding about that. Or am I? We should play a game where it's like, is it a lie? Is it a lie? Jimmy's going through that age, you guys. He's at that age where he's becoming a man. So it's like everything. He's like, remember the age like where like you're like it's like rubbed out of cause. I get it. All right, so an outhouse. Millions of Americans used outdoor toilets until the 20th century. Jimmy, when was the 20th century?
See, we're in the 21st century, so
Uh-huh.
century is 100 years.
Okay.
21st century.
So the easy way to remember it is that like if it's the 20th century, that's the 1900s, right? And if it's the 19th century, it's the 1800s because it didn't count that first century, right? So if we're in the 21st century, right? If we're in the 21st century, but really, I think are we in the 21st century? Or are we in the 22nd century?
We're in the 21st century.
That's right. And then when we hit 2100, we'll be in the 22nd century. That's why there was 20th Century Fox. That's because it was talking about like movies made in the 1900s. So that's what was like 20th century. That was a big deal. But they didn't count that first century. So the second century was like, All right. So yeah, millions of Americans used outdoor toilets in the 20th century, especially in rural areas. Would an outhouse be the thing? What would break you first if you were like living in the early 1800s, the late 1800s? Yes, you're good, Gizmo. Gizmo, are you in the chat? Is Gizmo in the chat? Gizmo, are you here? He just. Yeah, someone will be there. All right, so Gizmo is sending us something, and so Gizmo, I'll just let him know that yes, somebody will be there. Okay, so what would break you first if you're living in the early 1900s? What do you guys think would break Jimmy?
What are the options? What are the?
Well, basically, like there's like let's say that you live in a really rural area, so electricity hasn't reached you yet. Okay, you have an outhouse. But the outhouse is like really stinky, really you stinky poo. Okay, there's no cell phones. Right? There's no modern luxuries. Okay. You have a candle. You have like a lamp. Okay. You have a lantern. Okay. But Mima's gone crazy. Okay. So she tells you stories and she's like, the aliens are coming for us. But she's in a rocking chair, so she has nothing to distract her. But she also makes the clothes. Okay. And part of your job is to clean up after the horses in the stable.
Okay, I can ask.
Okay. But your father is abusive and a drunk. Okay. And your mama has got, and she's on the bed and she says, I have, she has consumption. Okay. And you also have to look after the little baby. Little Barry Ruth Ann. Okay. So so you're doing all this stuff. So every single day you're up, you're working constantly. And now that there's lanterns, you have a little bit of oil lanterns. And so you're basically running the whole farm. And the only thing that you don't have is the cattle. But the neighbor, Richard Donahue, is stealing your daddy's longhorns. But your daddy's a drunk and too crazy to know what's going on. And your mama's dead. But you have to empty out the outhouse too. But that means you have to leave Ruth Ann, and your daddy's out working on the cattle ranch, but he's so much of a drunk he doesn't even realize when Mr. Donahue is coming and stealing the longhorns. Okay. So which one of those factors would you take away to make your life easier? You got little Ruth Ann. You got to look after your mama's with consumption, so she's bedridden. You have to look after the horses, and you have to look after the longhorns, and you have to look after the enemy. So you have the neighbor who's stealing, and then your daddy is abusive, but he's not really around much because he usually passes out at the local saloon.
I'll get rid of Dad.
Get rid of Daddy?
Yeah.
All right, but that means that you're working on that farm all by your lonesome.
Okay, he wasn't helping either way.
Yeah, I mean, he was helping some. He was helping some. All right, Gabriel's telling me something. All right. All right, next. All right. So before streaming, how did families often watch movies at home in the 1980s and 1990s, jumping all the way to now? The 1980s and 1990s, they did not crank in the 1980s and 90s, they did not crank stuff. We weren't churning butter, okay? Like that's how you would roll down a window. Like whenever you walk up to people, you would do this. But nowadays, if you do this, you look crazy. I mean, how do you do that? It's like you just push a button. So you walked up to someone, just do this. They'd be
Hey,
like, "What?"
Rowan. Here, Rowan, text me.
We're here, Rowan. You come over here, Rowan. We can blow through this live stream with Rowan's energy.
No way, I'm trying to.
All right. So VHS tapes from video rental stores, that was the main thing. So picking a movie used to mean driving to a store, walking the aisles, hoping the movie wasn't already rented, making sure they had enough copies, and then you had to return it on time so you didn't incur like a late fee, right? So that was a whole big deal. The art, France. We're gonna go to France. Yes, the art 89 with your super chats. We'll go to France. You guys don't forget your super chats. Row, 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 rowing gently down the stream, or he'll get fishing. Dag overhaul. You are so funny. Jimmy doesn't understand your level of very, very, very clear. Okay, that was him talking to someone else. All right. So before texting, how did kids call each other? They went out with a bell like ding 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 ding. If anybody came, or did I make that up?
I'm not stupid like you.
How did kids call each other before text messaging? For example, you're texting your friend right now
with a landline or
okay, yes, but before landlines. So landline phones. This is obviously after landlines existed, right? You often had to call your friend's house, talk to their parents first. You would have to have the courage to call a friend if their dad answered. So do you think you would have the for example, kids, they have their phones now. But before that, remember when we have to when we called someone else, we had to talk to the parent first. And the parent had to be like, I don't know if Timmy wants to hang out with you because he told me that you called him blah 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 at this school the other day. So you had to get through more barriers to hang out with people who weren't necessarily your next door neighbor. So you could hang out with your next door neighbor probably more easily than you could today. But back in the day, you had to call someone across town and you had to talk to their parents because the daddy or the mama or the older sister or brother or whatever might answer the phone first. And then you'd have to get to your friend, whoever it may be. But now kids are just now texting each other. And kids have phones in their hands so early on. So it's pretty wild. So what do you guys think about that? Do you guys have an opinion? Do you guys have an opinion about where we are? Do you think kids have too much access to technology? Let me know what you guys think. And don't forget to like the video if you're here. Help us out by liking the video. And if you guys give us some super chats, we'll show you this beautiful Airbnb we're in. I will show you real quick. Don't leave. Don't change that dial. Don't change that dial. I'm going to show you real quick these beautiful curtains because we have floor to ceiling.
They're behind us.
They're behind us, but they're also over here. So it's a really cool shot. So I'm going to show people. So you've got these beautiful windows. And there's a bigger section over here. So what you guys super chats are helping pay for is for us to have this beautiful space here.
VR, is it your birthday today? VR, is it your birthday? Because if it is, happy birthday.
Yeah, let us know. I had to rush back into screen. Because if you're under 16, you have to have someone always. All right. So before texting, how do kids call each other? Well, the
Yeah,
landlines.
the art is turned 19 today.
Oh, congratulations, the art. Happy birthday. Happy 19th birthday. That's a big deal. That's a very big deal. Happy birthday. You guys don't forget to like the video. And thank you for watching us from France. I'm guessing English is your second language, the art 8039. So we would love to learn French, but we have some other things on the list, I think, before that. Thank you so much. Richard is such a doll.
Mm.
Okay. All right. Next. That's the thing that people used to say, Jimmy, is people are such a doll. Do your generation, do you say that?
Mm.
Like so-and-so is such a doll. She is such a doll.
No,
She is such a doll. Is Real Rafferone coming over here?
he can't
Why not?
because
For no reason? What is a color red? A color run? What is a color run? I've never even heard of that. Do you know what that is?
no.
I don't know. It sounds like cholera. I've never heard of a color run. All right. So, what did people use before washing machines became common?
The sun and the.
Yeah, they use hand washing, washboards,
Oh my God, whose car is that?
Later, we have a historic downtown right behind us. So all around us, there's a historic downtown.
Oh, we can go to
So
AR.
We can go do if we get $100 super chat, we'll go to the arcade.
Oh,
We'll go to the arcade and we'll do a live in the arcade area.
on the phone.
No, on the camera.
No, we'll do it on the phone. It's better on the phone because it's like
No,
it's
there's a nice depth of field. Have you guys noticed, like, compared to other
no, because
YouTube
like
videos?
we have to like if I'm gonna go here, there, we have to go on the phone. We have to like, you know what I mean? I brought the gimbal too.
I can get some help for that. If we get $100 super chat, I can have someone help direct the camera. That way, I'm on the camera too. We can make it happen.
Okay, $100 super chat, and we'll go to that.
Listen, if we get $300 super chat or $350, I'll get some. We need some DJI mic 3s. We need another pair of DJI mic 3s. So while we're in the United States, we can use that really, really badly. So if you guys want to help us out with the super chat, a $350 super chat, you guys can look up how much it is. That's what it is, $350. And that way we can get a handle and we can also get the microphones so we can have really good quality for you guys. You could probably even lower the ISO on here. You guys, we try to make the best viewing experience possible.
During France, I'll be a cameraman for free.
Well, come on. We'll come on down.
He's in roulette.
All right. So let's see what the ISO is at 800.
Yeah.
Let's see what it looks like if you change it to 640. Maybe too dark. We'll zoom in a bit.
No.
Mm-hmm. I think maybe 800 is good. 800 is good. All right. So hand washing, washing boards, tubs, then 800. Tubs and later ringer washers, like ringers. Like, have you ever heard like wring the water out? It's RWING, ring. So ringing. So wringing the water. Like
from IKEA.
All right. And here's a mind-blowing fact. Laundry used to be an exhausting physical chore that could take hours. What? It took hours and hours to do laundry.
Okay.
It just took hours to do. And so now it's taken for granted. It
still takes hours to do laundry.
Not really.
Yeah, because you have to wait like 2 hours.
Not really. Does it take you guys hours to do laundry? Okay. Let us know. But it's not labor intensive anymore. And you weren't going down to the creek and you weren't like, scrubbing the water. You know what I mean? So it wasn't as labor intensive as it used to be. That's for sure. But what would you rather do? Would you rather do laundry by hand or clean your room every day? Would you rather do laundry by hand or clean your room every day?
Clean my room every day.
I would personally, I would clean my room every day because I already do that. There's already like setup and breakdown of like, because we film out of we'll film out of one of my rooms, so I'm already cleaning up every
Guys,
single day.
$100 super chat. We'll go to that arcade place. It's
Yeah,
literally
you
right down there.
guys. So we live off super chats. As we're growing the channel. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe.
It's really fun. We can play pool. Me and Brent can. I'll beat Brent in pool. I'll do a car racing game. I'll do basketball. I'll do skee ball. I'll do Nintendo.
All the things.
The new
all the
Nintendo
things.
and the old Nintendo. I'll do darts. I'll do hunting with the shotgun thing, the pistols.
Mm-hmm. People also used to hurt their elbows when they would wash clothes. Remember they were out in the creek and they were washing clothes
what
like
else
that?
do they have there?
So if you guys are here, make sure you subscribe.
Pac-Man,
we can also
Pac-Man
participate.
machine.
Yeah, there's an arcade place right down
Mortal
the street.
Kombat.
There's an arcade place right over here. And so your super chats, we can go down there and use the space. All right. So before washing machines, people hand washed. They were washboards. They washed in the washing tub too. Sometimes people would all take a bath and then they would wash their clothes in that water to not waste the water.
People are going to be there for people are going to be there. And some pizza. We'll get some pizza there too.
And then there were wringing washers. So laundry used to be really exhaustive. I think people they have that term elbow grease. They would have to do this and be bent over the washing over the creek, all that kind of stuff. All right, next we're talking about modern inventions.
TJJ.
Hey TJJ97, TJJ, help us out. We appreciate
$100 will go over there, guys. You would love it.
Well, and also the bigger thing is that we need another $500 to stay 3 more days in this Airbnb. So if you guys want to help us out with that, help us out. If you guys are new to the channel and you're like, what are they talking about? We used to live in LA, lost our house in the fires, moved to Mexico City, lived in Mexico City, and now we're back in our hometown, which is in Northeast Texas. And so we're back in Palestine, in our hometown, but we're staying in a loft. All right. So what modern invention probably changed childhood more than anything else in Jimmy's lifetime? Well, it didn't. It wasn't invented. Internet? Yeah, the phone. It wasn't invented in your lifetime, but it changed your childhood dramatically forever. So
that's probably
the smartphone. Smartphones changed communication, maps, photos, entertainment, school, memory, just in general memory, social life, and attention span all at the same time. I think the biggest effect it's had on children is their attention span, because you can do so many things on the phone. It's like really scattering their attention. So they're like, because they have these devices that are their phones, their camcorders, they're like have cinematic devices, their comic book, it's everything. Their communication devices. The smartphone has replaced so many different devices. People don't even have landlines anymore,
Yeah, they do. Like the home phone.
Well, some people do, but not everybody. I think the vast majority of the world has gotten rid of their landlines. You guys let us know. Do you guys still have a landline? Let us know if you used to have a landline. And if you guys are interested in seeing a 14-year-old get re-exposed or exposed for the first time,
and go have fun at the arcade.
And go have fun at the arcade as well. We could just do like
$100.
Hijinks.
$100 will go over there.
$500.
You just set up.
If someone can leave $100, I can leave $500. No, easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Have you heard that expression? Easy peasy lemon squeezy?
Yes.
But any amount, guys, any amount is appreciated. All right. So the smartphone changed communication forever. But the question is the phone a toy, a tool, or is it like a trap? That's the question. Is it a tool, a toy, or a trap? That's the question. Something we should delete? What was it? Anything interesting?
What?
Oh, somebody had to go away. Yeah, that's what I figured.
I don't even do anything. Just
nothing surprises me. Whenever you go on live, there's always like one out of 100 people that's like mentally ill, like wants to break their way in. Declare independence. What year did the independence? You guys super chats for keeping it positive or family friendly.
1800s.
Not the 1800s.
Early 1900s.
Hey, Senhung, how are you? Senhung.
Early hundreds. 18.
No. 19. What year did the United States officially declare independence?
I know. I am trying.
You know the year. You know the year. It's like the famous year.
1945. 1943.
17.
I don't know. What?
It's 1776. 1776. It was a year. Here, lean in so it's more even.
What?
All right, 1776. All right, so the Declaration of Independence was not the end of the war. It was basically America announcing the fight while the danger was still very real. So that's why you probably are thinking the 1800s. But 1776 was when the Declaration of Independence was. That was the year they declared independence. Was 1776. So would you sign something dangerous if it still meant standing up for freedom, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Would you sign like a dangerous document, even if it meant like, okay, I'm standing up for freedom? Because you could, like, in theory, they could still potentially like not win, right? But at that time, I think they felt like, we got this in 1776. You guys, let us know what you know about the Revolutionary War, and if you have any fun facts for us about 1776 and prior to 1776, and after that. TGJ 907, let us know what you'd like to see. TGJ is all about
somebody else wants to leave $500.
Let's make it happen,
We'll go
guys.
to that arcade place.
Yeah, let's make it happen. And I'll order some mics because we need another set of these wireless microphones. Let us know how the audio is coming through, guys. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this because a lot of stuff on YouTube, they aren't using nice cameras. And so hopefully this is a nice viewing experience. Jimmy is busy mogging the California love. That's cute. Hey, TGJ. I'm just curious, when you're planning that sleep stream, you asked $400 to LL. When you were planning, Jimmy throws out numbers. You said 100, and we said that's fine. And actually, we gave you a sleep stream yesterday. Jimmy was just asleep for half the live stream. He was just like this. So what are you wanting to see, TJJ? Are you just wanting to see like rolling around and like this, like in the covers? Let me know, TJJ 907. Like, what's the goal? Is it just to see? Is it just to see like us like roll like a kicker? See if anyone's talking in their sleep. TJJ, I have nothing against it. I'm not against it. But what are you wanting to get out of it? Also, would you be? Are you in the United States? So wouldn't you be theoretically sleeping at the same time? So let me know. I have nothing against the sleep stream. I'm not doing anything, other than sleeping. All right. So who was the main commander of the Continental Army? Continental, not Confederacy, but the Continental. Who was the main?
Washington.
That's right, George Washington. Washington lost many battles, but kept the army alive enough to win the war. Survival mattered as much as victory. So would you rather be a brilliant winner or someone who refused to quit? Because George Washington lost a lot of battles. So people think that it was like
to quit.
Yeah, like you have to refuse to quit. Like that is like the key ingredient. Because if you refuse to quit, it's like Winston Churchill said, never, 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 never give up, right? He was just saying like never give up, because that's the only way to really achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve in life, is to never give up. So TGG 9-7, we're hoping that you will never, never, never give up and come through.
Oh my gosh, thank you, the art.
Thank you, the art. Thank you so much, the art. We appreciate that so much. That's huge.
Thank you.
Thank you, the art. Thank you so much. And the pound,
it's basically the same.
It's no, the pound is just like the strongest currency. There are more powerful currencies. In reality, like the pound is like the most stable, strong currency, because it's not like in a really, really disputed region.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Thank you so much, the art 8039. Merci beaucoup. Thank you so much. And bonjour, 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 bonjour. What is that from? It's Beauty and the Beast at the beginning, the song Bell. Thank you, the art 8039. We really, really appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, the art. This really moves my heart so much. All right. What country did America, did it count? So the ticker is not working, but that's okay. But thank you. It's still coming through. What country did the American colonies fight against in the Revolutionary War?
What country did they fight against?
Yeah, what country did the American colonies fight against in the
Mexico.
Revolutionary War? No, not Mexico.
Spain.
You guys don't forget to like the videos.
Spain.
I super love
Spain.
your channel. The R8039, thank you so much, because
Yeah.
we really do worked hard to make the channel really enjoyable, and have it be beautifully shot and lit as much as we can,
Anybody wanna
even though
leave
we're traveling.
$500 so we can go to the arcade.
But his 14-year-old is really showing out right now. Dag Overhaul, you
How?
know it's not Greenland.
How? I just want to go over
Dag
there.
Overhaul, you know it's
I
not
just want to go
Greenland.
over there because it's fun and it's cheap.
The California Lover got it right. It's Britain. It wasn't known. It wasn't just England at the time. Good job,
Thank
Gizmo.
you, Gizmo, for the
Gizmo, thank you so much. I got your messages. We were already on live.
What's
And
up,
we're
Ricardo?
fundraising. We're fundraising
here.
for a new set of mics. We need one more set of mic 3s, which are $350, and then 3 more days here, which is $500. So you guys, thank you so much. We actually paid for up until Thursday here on this channel. So thank you, Rob. If you're here, thank you. Rob helped us cover the hotel up until Thursday. But Jimmy wants to stay. That's the 28th, checking out on the 28th. But he wants to check out on the 30th or the 1st.
No.
I mean, you want to stay forever. But my point is, like, what is the most logical next date?
Because Rowan's birthday is on the 30th and 31st.
So then checking out on the 1st.
Yeah, the 1st or the 2nd.
Like July 1st.
July 1st? Yeah.
Or
sure.
June.
Yeah,
June.
yeah, it's July 1st.
So June 1st. So if we get another $500, that'll pay for us to check out on July 1st, or $550.
Yeah, July 1st.
For June 1st. Sorry, June 1st. And then
1st or 2nd, yeah.
Yeah, 1st or 2nd. And then we need $350 for a new set of these mics. We have these mics here. These little mics. We need 2 more. We need 2 more mics, and there's 2 that comes in a set. So you get with us. Rowan was he was really doing awesome. So get with the program.
Oh my God, what are you gonna do?
Get crunk up in this hole. You know what I'm saying? We're in this beautiful Airbnb, so let's enjoy it, and then I can go take you out, and we can enjoy
Rowan's
it.
birthday is on the 30th
the
or
rest of the day.
31st. You want to be spending the night at Elkhart Lake.
All right, but yes, the
Cabin.
answer, guys, is Great Britain. The answer is Great Britain. Britain was here's the fact for you. Britain was the most powerful empire in the world at the time. So when the United States declared,
Oh, I wish that.
and whenever they were fighting, the American colonies were fighting Great Britain. You guys can tell me what you think about this. But at the time when the Americans were fighting the British, the British Empire was like at the height. Like it was at the height. Is it saying it's going to rain today?
I'll check.
Let me know. But it was the most powerful nation in the
lightning
world.
Storm at 4 p.m.
Well, this will be really beautiful. If there's a lightning storm back here for you guys right now, it's too bright. But it'll be really beautiful.
I also want to go to the store that's next to McDonald's. Starts with an A.
Okay.
It's blue.
Good to know. Well, McDonald's is a brand too. I'm just kidding. You can mention McDonald's, there's no problem. We joke on this channel. I'm like, we're not sponsored by them, so you can't mention them.
Okay, sorry, we're not sponsored by Brent, so we can't talk about Brent.
We are sponsored by Brent. We're sponsored by everybody in the chat. We're sponsored by like the Art 8039. Thank you, the Art 8039 from he's from France. All right, so Britain was the most powerful empire in the world at the time. So the colonies were huge underdogs, right? The American colonies. So would you join the side? If you're going to be on your front, leave the Venmo. Would you join the underdog side if it looked impossible, Jimmy? Would you join the underdogs, like the colonies?
No.
No, because you didn't. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people wouldn't, you know. But one of my favorite movies is The Patriot with Mel Gibson, and it's about this guy who's not really wanting to get into the.
What is it again?
He's not really wanting to get into the fight.
Jimmy, what happened to my super shit I did the past week? Do you still get them? What do you mean? If you left the super chat, yeah, we'll still get them.
Yeah, we'll get them. Absolutely, of course, they come through. If you leave a super chat, it'll come through. Mm-hmm. All right, what do you know about the Revolutionary War?
It's revolutionary.
Gizmo, you see what I'm dealing with over here? All right, what else? So we were fighting the British, and the British Empire was the greatest empire in the entire world.
Mm-hmm. Super chats for Rowan. Rowan can't come out. Rowan can't hang out today. So, Ricardo, if you live,
I think that's just small town parents being weird, honestly. So it is what it is. People from small towns, you guys, super chats for us to travel the world because Jimmy is. We need people, educated people from around the world who to support us because we're from a really small town, really small-minded people. Just to be quite honest with you, we have nothing wrong with people who have small minds, but it affects the ability for Jimmy or anybody else to make friends. If people literally think that, someone just told me they're like, going outside the United States will get immediately killed. So you guys help us with the mission of this channel, which is to grow the channel so that we can show people that the world is safe out there. Say what?
I just said, hey, Drusilian.
Hey, Drusilian, how are you, Drusilian? But literally, somebody was just telling me, like, if you leave the United States, you'll get immediately killed. I'm like, right. It just shows, but it's just kind of your ignorance is on full display. And remember, ignorance doesn't mean that the person is deciding to be ignorant. It just means that they don't know any better. So you guys help us with supporting the channel so that we can showcase that the world can be a much safer and friendlier and not a hostile place. Because people's small minds directly affect the ability for young kids to create friendships. All right, next. All right. What famous event involved colonists dumping tea into the Boston Harbor? What famous event involved colonists dumping tea into the Boston Harbor? The word party is involved, guys. The word party.
Tea party.
That's right. The party, the tea party. That's right. The Boston Tea Party. Mm-hmm. The Boston Tea Party. It was not just about tea. It was about taxation, representation, and who had the right to control the colonies. Right? So would you protest if you thought it was unfair?
No.
No? Why? Because you don't like to be disruptive?
No.
You guys, there are literally people who were telling me like, oh, I would never leave the country because you get killed immediately. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I don't know how to argue with that because it's like, that's not my place to convince you that the world can be a safe place. So that doesn't mean that the other person's stupid. It just means that's their opinion and that's fine. But this channel, we're promoting international travel. We're promoting learning about the world, right? And right now we're focused on America because that's where we are right now. And in fact, we're in a building that was built in the mid to late 1800s. So if you guys want to support the channel, help us out with your super chats or a Venmo, and let us know in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. Just subscribing to the channel is huge. So you guys subscribe to the channel.
Because if you only leave $500 to Wise, we'll go to the arcade place and
yeah, Rakaji, we could use you for real, Rakaji. Today is the day. If out of all the days, Rakaji, today is the day. Today is the day. All right, for real. All right. So it was about taxation, representation, who had the rights to control the colonies. And Jimmy, as he said he would not protest. I probably. What
do you mean, Rakaji? I definitely want to.
It just depends.
If you want to leave $500.
Rakaji, don't dangle if you're not going to do it because we do need it.
Oh my gosh, Rakaji.
What is he saying?
I'm just too lazy to send it.
Okay. All right. Well, Rakaji, you're borderline cruel at this point. So he's a 14-year-old. So do or don't do. What does taxation, no taxation without representation mean? What does no taxation without representation mean?
No taxation.
So think about it. That's what they were chanting at the Boston Tea Party, right? That was the big thing, right? That was the big reason why the colonies in general, wanted to break away. That's why the colonies wanted to break away from being a part of Great Britain, was no taxation without representation. So what is that?
There's no, no taxes without a reason.
So move your mic here so they can hear you better.
Okay.
But yeah, it means people should not be taxed by a government when they have no political
Reason to.
voice. Well, they have no, if the people have no political voice, they don't need to be taxed because it's like they're not providing anything, you know. And so that happened with a lot of these colonies, right? A lot of these empires collapsed because the people that were getting taxed, it's like, why are we getting taxed? What is this about? And you could even make arguments that that was part of the fall of the Roman Empire, along with the Germanic invasions or the all the different crazy stuff that was going on at that time. Do you think it's fair to follow rules if you have to stay, if you have no say in making them? Do you think it's fair to follow a rule if you have no voice and
No.
yeah, it's not fair. It's not fair, which is exactly why so many countries declared independence, you know, post-colonialism, right, guys? Yeah, that shut Rakaji up. All right. What does the first 10 commandments? What are the first 10 amendments to the Constitution? What are they called? What are the first 10
Rights.
amendments to the Constitution called?
Bill of Rights.
That's right, the Bill of Rights. And the Bill of Rights was added because many Americans fear the new federal government could become too powerful. So they feared that the federal government, meaning like that centralized government, would become too powerful. Which right do you think matters the most today from the Bill of Rights? Do you remember the Bill of Rights? Do you guys? Can you guys mention one of the Bill of Rights? Do you guys?
Freedom of speech.
I think that's one of them. The
Yeah.
Bill of Rights. Anybody want to mention the Bill of Rights? Mention
Freedom
like
of
one of the Bill
speech.
of Rights.
I forgot. I haven't seen the amendments in a long time.
Yeah. Well, the Bill of Rights, there were the first 10 amendments to the Constitution. So if you guys know, freedom to, that's right, to bear arms, right? So anybody else have in here? The arts, I wish Brent was my professor. Well, if you think about it, the Art 8039, I am your professor.
Pleading the Fifth.
Pleading the Fifth. Was that, I think that came later, didn't it?
It's the Fifth Amendment.
Was the Fifth Amendment? The right?
Why do you think it's called the Fifth?
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Pleading the Fifth, the right to remain silent.
Snipe President Law. The problem with
Because
the American
I was thinking
Revolution,
the Miranda,
which is left
the Miranda
out.
rights later was like where you have to actually remind people of their rights.
Opponent said, laugh out loud. The problem with the American Revolution, which is left out of education, is the colonists were not subjected people like in other parts of the world. They were British colonizers themselves. And then Gizmo said freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom to bear arms, freedom of legal searches.
Yeah, Snag Pony,
Or
like,
he's
you're not
illegal.
wrong. But I think, yeah, they wanted independence. So they wanted to have their own country. So I don't really necessarily quote unquote blame them for that, right? So I think it makes sense. And thank you guys. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. And you guys will love the shorts on this channel. They're really cool. And the more we grow the channel, the more we can create more exciting, fun content. But I love walking people through history because it's really fascinating, especially watching a 14-year-old learn about history for the first time. Maybe some of the stuff he's heard before, but like it's like I'm trying to recontextualize it for him so he can look at the same thing from different angles so he can have a real opinion on it. But yes. What was the first capital of the United States of? Hey, Lynx, how are you? Lynx, you'll love this because we're doing this is like a huge trivia component here. What was the first capital of the United States under the Constitution?
Washington, D.C.
No, it was actually New York City. New York City was the first capital of the United States under the Constitution. So the first capital was New York City. George Washington.
Good job, Henry Latham.
Good job, Henry Latham. And you guys keep your super chats coming. Let's get him started. More like it. So yeah, the first capital was New York City. George Washington took the oath of office in New York, not Washington, D.C. So he took the oath of office in Washington, D.C., not Washington, D.C. In New York City, he did.
How about Jimmy? Funny question. Would you rather have constant itchy hands or constantly check those feet? Itchy hands.
I wouldn't have itchy anything. That's a good question. The would you rather? I would rather have ticklish feet. I'm not
constantly.
Really, but I think someone has to actually tickle them though. Or are you just like,
yeah.
I mean, listen, if you scratch your hands, that's worse.
Really?
Yeah, like
Oh, like when it feels like in the inside of your hand and you can't like eat. I just go like this.
I don't really get itchy hands. All right, what year did the U.S. Constitution go into effect? What year did the U.S. Constitution go into effect?
1900s. Was in the 1900s.
It was in 1789. So the U.S. Constitution went into effect in
Close the links,
1789.
not 1783, but 1789.
Very close links.
Close
Very
links.
good. And you can call it everybody in the chat since I can't see from here.
It's right here. I'll be
Hey,
right back.
Henry Latham. Yeah, so 1789. So the Constitution is one of the oldest constitutions still in use. So the U.S. oldest written national constitutions still in use in the entire world. Jimmy, is it impressive or strange that the document from the 1700s still shapes your life and our lives? Because many countries, they've done away with their original constitution and they've changed. But in the United States, we're still using the 1789 Constitution. It's still in effect. Is that impressive or is that strange to you?
Impressive.
I think it's pretty impressive, and I think it showed that like our founding fathers were pretty pressed. I think they really understood. You guys don't forget to like the video. They really understood like where the culture was heading or where society was heading, and they got a lot of things right. What was a common job for children and colonial families? What was a common job for children in colonial families? Do you know what I mean when I say colonial? Like a colonial family?
Yes.
And you guys leave a comment, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know. Be like, I think that child needs to learn about blah blah blah. We love hearing your comments. So leave a comment and be like, I'd love to hear about this topic next.
Fishing.
Okay. Well, but yeah,
stoking the fire.
You're not wrong. Children help with farm work, household chores, apprenticeship, family trades. And remember the word trade. A trade is like something that you do, like a blacksmith or someone who is a shepherd or a cattle rancher. So people forget the term trade because in this AI world and everybody's just on their laptops and computers and things. A trade is like a craftsman, like somebody who makes a dresser drawer, or someone like a woodman or a carpenter, right? So the trades, we need to remember that the importance of the trades is huge. The importance of the trades are huge. Hello, how are you? If you're new to the channel, let us know where you're watching from. So thank you so much, Lee Hambleton. Watching from England. That's amazing for you. All right, so we were asking about what was a common job for children and colonial families. Helping with farm work, household chores, apprenticeships, family trades. And here's a fact. Childhood was often shorter. Kids were expected to contribute very, very early.
Yes.
So children were expected to contribute very, very early to the family. Jimmy, would you rather go to school today or work like a colonial kid?
Go to school today.
Okay, that sounds good. All right. We have some food in the kitchen, so he's grabbing some food. He's gonna bring it in here.
Oh my God, this microwave doesn't work.
What was an apprentice?
Bro.
What was an apprentice? There's a microwave that doesn't work.
This microwave doesn't work.
Then don't worry about it. They just bring your food in.
It's cold.
Yeah, but just bring it in here.
Oh my God,
It's Jimmy Explorers. You got to be here, bro. Okay. So, what did many
F2E1 keyboard? What the?
Just leave it. Bring the food. All right.
Done.
What did colonial families use to preserve food? What did colonial families use to preserve food? Do you guys know what the answer is? It was salting, smoking, drying, pickling, and cellars. Here's a fact for you. Food preservation was survival. If you failed to store food properly, winter could be extremely dangerous and it could just wipe out. It wiped out like obviously there are famous examples like Jamestown. Some of these are early colonial, these early like settlers, right? Completely got wiped out. There are entire documentaries about this that people weren't, able to accurately or properly prepare for the winters. They didn't realize what was going to come, especially in like that northeastern, part of the United States, New England.
Somebody hacked the microwave.
It's possible. People can hack anything these days. It's a fancy microwave, but it doesn't work. Codes in there. All right, but I'm sure it was some guest who was just like fiddling with it and messed it up. All right, what was an apprentice, Jimmy? What's an apprentice? Like an apprentice.
I don't know.
All right, so an apprentice is a young person who learned a trade, like a skill, right? Under a by working under a skilled adult. So apprenticeships, like before modern education, most people learned things on the family farm or through an apprenticeship model, right? They did things through an apprenticeship model. So it was a young person who learned a trade by working under a skilled adult. And here's the fact. Some children were bound to apprenticeships for years, learning skills instead of having a modern childhood.
Yeah, we can.
So who is that?
That microwave these fries? No, the microwave wouldn't work for some reason. This is F2E1 keyboard. Like what?
Yeah, it's very strange. Like it was giving the most bizarre error messages I've ever seen from a microwave. It's like, it was like, could you, like in the future you'll say microwave this and you'll say your response was not understood, and it's like, I'm so sorry, but in the future it'll be a thing like where it'll like it'll be like, that you have a plastic in the microwave that's not approved to be microwaved. That's where the future is heading. That's where the future is heading. Have you guys thought about that? Like you're going to put something in the stove or in the microwave.
They do that. And they do that now.
No, but it's gonna do a quick scan, and it's gonna be like, you put items in the microwave.
You put a baby in the microwave. You cannot.
I mean, basically. All right, next. So what trade would you choose for Jimmy if he had to have an apprenticeship? And what would you choose for yourself? So if Jimmy had to be an apprentice in the early days, let's say the 1800s. Okay.
Not a blacksmith. I mean, I could, but no.
Why not? Why not a blacksmith? I love that expression. It's hot. That's where that expression comes from. Is that you strike the sword because the iron is hot. The iron is hot, so you have to people. I'm like Jimmy, and like we got to go live because you're at that age watching a boy become a man. So I'm like, we got to strike while the iron is hot because it's very interesting seeing him become a man. And what does that look like? But striking while the iron is hot comes from the blacksmith trade. I would probably I like to work with animals, but I do think that like there were a lot of bad diseases that would sweep through, like foot and mouth disease. Animals suffered from lots of different diseases. So I would say, for me,
farmer.
Yeah. Rancher? I think I might like to be a carpenter. No, I'd be the I mean, they didn't even have local theater directors in the early days.
You want to fry?
Listen, if I was in ancient Greece, I would be a traveling bard. Let's say that. I would definitely be no, I want a cup of coffee though. I'd be a traveling bard. Okay. I'd go from town to town and I'd be like, let me sing the songs of Hercules. Let me sing the songs of Achilles. I would definitely survive in the ancient times by being like who knows? I could even be a court jester, for that matter. Okay, if you guys are just not joining us, we're covering American history, and we're going through American history and through the eyes of a 14-year-old. And Jimmy, make that coffee quick. We got to put water in the back of it. So we just covered what an apprenticeship was. An apprenticeship was a young person who learned a trade by working under a skilled adult. Some children were bound to apprenticeships for years, learning skills instead of having a modern, childhood. And the art, right? Art, thank you. And the art, thank you so much for contributing to the channel. That was amazing. You guys, y'all come through for us. We need it. Truly. Help us out. Henry Latham, do you see my note about doing a video testing his understanding of economics and finance? Oh, Henry Latham, that's a great idea. Henry Latham, I would love to do that. I didn't see the message, but I can scroll through here. Have Jimmy watching in Lee Hambleton. Lee, hopefully you're still here as well. But yes, we can do economics and finance. That's going to require him to be really centered, and I'll probably need graphs. So I'll bring graphs in, and I can show him like.
Do you want
supply,
sugar? Do you
demand.
want sugar and creamer?
That, and then there's stuff inside the box. It says sugar, but there's actually a sweet and low in there. So the pink ones, yeah, sweet and low.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you when you were a kid. You were sweet and low. He was sweet and he was low. You guys don't forget to like the video. It helps us out a ton. It truly does. All right. Next one was, what was a one-room schoolhouse? What was a one-room schoolhouse? Do you guys remember the one-room schoolhouse? You would see these kinds of things like on Little House on the Prairie, things like that. The one-room schoolhouse. You had one teacher that would go in and teach all the kids in this settlement, especially as we moved further and further west out into the frontier. Anybody have any insights into that? The art, thank you for being here. Gizmo, thank you for being here. Henry Latham, thank you for being here. Ezekiel, thank you for being here. Doug Overhaul, you guys are amazing, and we appreciate you so much.
This coffee machine ain't working.
Links, are you still here?
I put water in the thing, and I put the coffee thing, and I clicked the button on top.
You have to open it and close it again, and then
I
push the button
did.
in the back right. Open it
The
again.
back right.
Yeah, the on button. All right.
Oh, now it's working.
Okay, great. Wonderful. Problem solved. All right. So one-room schoolhouses were children were a school where children with multiple ages learned together in one room. So the kids were not divided into grades, right? So it wasn't like first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade. All the children learned together. And you could argue that there were some benefits to that. You could argue that there were benefits to all the kids learning together in one giant schoolhouse. The argument against it would be that obviously kids are not necessarily learning the information that they need to in order, but a lot like little kids were exposed to information that the older kids were learning. Here you go for water. And then maybe the older kids were getting some learning how to handle a younger child. A lot, like I have mad respect for the people that used to run the schoolhouses. So there were traditionally women, not always the case, but things like Little House on the Prairie, these stories that tell how, like, Anne with an E, like Anne of Green Gables. You see some of these one-room schoolhouses and how crucial they were. And as towns grew, things started to get divided, and you started to have different grades, and kids started to learn things in a particular order. Dag Overhaul, year groups are so stupid. Dag Overhaul, I think I agree with you. Super chat for that, please. Super chat for that, 100%. I agree. I think that it's like you see kids, and it's like the reality is that some of these kids are way ahead of their grade, and so this with technology now, kids are not necessarily, they're not getting socialized in the way that they used to. So I would say that kids mostly, like, these grades are essentially meaningless. Jimmy, how do you feel about grades? How do you feel about like first grade, second grade, third grade? Do you think after a certain grade, like everybody just needs to learn together?
Oh, I thought you meant like A pluses.
No, that's like,
oh, I get all A's and A pluses.
Well, that's good, but my point is that like Dag Overhaul, help us out with this super chat. It would be amazing. And also we can see if the YouTube has fixed their function, the function. I'll set one super chat and let's see if it works. Here, I'll just do 10.
Hi Max channel.
How's it going?
It's doing good. How are you? Oh.
All right, we need another set of microphones. These microphones are great, but I just put that as a super chat goal. All right, turn off.
Probably one of my friends.
Turn off if it's because it's too distracting. if you don't mind, turn off Snapchat. All right, so we talked about what an apprenticeship was. We talked about the one-room schoolhouse, and everybody learned together. And Dag Overhaul made a really good point. He said like breaking up schools is completely dumb. Um, how are you guys hanging? We're doing great, Max Channel. Max Channel, it's so good to see you. Max Channel, help us out with a super chat. It helps us out a ton. Or become a member if you haven't. Or make sure you have gift memberships turned on because people will come in and leave gift memberships to other people, and it helps out a ton if you're if you have that turned on. It'll unlock new videos. All right. So Jimmy, what was a one-room schoolhouse? What was a one?
We only had one room that taught every subject.
That's right. One teacher might teach little kids, teenagers.
Thank you, Doug. Overall.
Thank you.
Okay, well, it's not.
It's counting for us, but it's not counting for YouTube because YouTube must be having some kind of a glitch right now. But that's okay. We love YouTube and we love you, Dag Overhaul. So thank you. But yeah, what do you think would be better or worse of a school experience?
What, like one room?
A one-room schoolhouse. I actually think that it would be a good experience to have everybody in the same room. And the reason why
everybody's still, or I guess in small schools, everybody's still in the same room.
No, I mean, I don't think there's any school like that. Maybe like if someone's homeschooled, but
like it's like at my school we have everybody's in a class.
Okay.
Like my grade.
Okay.
There's different grades and there's different classrooms.
But the teacher, I'm talking about everyone is in the same room learning.
Like every grade, like.
I think there is some benefit to that because basically, like all the other kids get to see how everyone's interacting with the information in different ways.
Oh no, like we have like 7th, 8th grade, 9th. They're all separate. All the grades are separate.
Right, but let's say like let's pretend in a fictionary world you put all those people, all those grades together.
Oh, okay.
Not let's say not everybody. Let's just say that you put 4 grades together. Do you think that there's some benefit there?
No.
Why not? Why wouldn't there be a benefit? Thank you, Dag Overhaul. Why wouldn't there be a benefit? I think that there'd be some benefit because it's like you're putting these kids who are advanced for their age and putting them into college curriculum.
I mean, if they're advanced, yeah. I mean, I'm advanced in my class.
Do you think? But have you ever been in a classroom and you feel like because a lot of people think that like the teacher is teaching to the dumbest person in the class. Like they're having to dumb down the material because they're trying to teach to the.
My teachers don't do that.
Well, there are teachers that do that. That's like a phenomenon in global education, and in particular, I can only really speak purely about American education. That has been a big criticism is that they're teaching to the dumbest person in the class. Not to say that student is dumb. It's just that like maybe that student has the least amount of information, and it's like that one student can keep the entire class behind from moving forward. Because how do you move forward and the teacher might feel like they're compromising their own integrity if they move forward and that one student is left behind. And
you know what my teacher does?
Moving on to algebra, moving on to calculus, and this kid doesn't even understand basic.
My teacher does, like if they can't understand it, my teacher say, put that to the side and come see me after. It's like some days they have school for other people. It's like Monday.
Okay.
So some kids, they have to come to Monday school.
Okay.
Because like they get a letter sent
in
to
his school. His last year before he was withdrawn, he had Monday off, just so they have an idea, so they know you didn't go to school.
I know.
Yeah, so go on. You had one day off. So
like it was the kids that were like the kids that were like catching on. The kids that were like already knew like what we're doing good in class, they didn't have to go to school Monday. And so, but some other kids that weren't like getting it, they had to go to school on Monday. So like the teacher would send letters to their mom or their parents or whoever's in charge of them, and like they have to take that kid to school. And they're like,
but what do you think? What like there's a point where people stop learning like the nuance of the material. So what do you think is happening with young kids today? Do you guys think kids are actually learning fully? Dag Overhaul says, I think older kids might feel more responsible for the younger kids in the mixed class. Segregation encourages bullying instead. That's a really good point, Dag Overhaul. Dag Overhaul, why can't everybody be like you? You and Gizmo. And what do y'all think about me? How like with Rakaji? I don't like it when people like dangle stuff because it's like it's kind of abusive. It's kind of bizarre, you know. But I love Rakaji, so I don't think he's weird. But I'm just saying, like in general, some people will do that. So it's like, if you're going to support the channel, support the channel. But don't say like, I'm too tired to push the button. I'm like, weren't tired enough to leave an entire paragraph. So, but I appreciate everyone who's here so much. And you guys go subscribe to Brent Explains at Brent Explains. So David Young, help me out. Can you leave that at the youtube.com/@Brent Explains?
And we had
we're gonna end the live stream when we hit. I'm gonna make the goal of 600. I know we can do it. It's 600. So at Brent Explains, we're gonna put it here. All right, and that is where we're going to be doing this kind of stuff. And I'm going to be interviewing people of different ages, with different cultural backgrounds, different language backgrounds. But did you have any more points that you wanted to make? Because you were talking about they pulled the kids aside, and the teacher would say,
"No, like like on Mondays, they will reteach that curriculum."
Would it be the same teacher?
Yeah, the same teacher.
So that teacher has to show up to school on Monday, even though the majority of the students don't.
Yes.
So it's like for the
students, they have to work anyway on Monday.
So because they're grading papers and things like that. Do you think teaching is like almost like an impossible job?
No. Anyway, I was saying I like shop class. So he actually teaches us like real world
In the United States, shop is like woodworking,
welding.
But they call it shop. Yeah. Not like shopping.
And so we learn about so we had this like thing. We had a project thing. And we had to get like the amount of concrete is per pound or per square footage. And, like we had to make a slab with a house on top of it. And we had to calculate how much square footage that was, and how like if you need 2x4s or 2x6s, and like this different stuff, like what's like a stud. And then they had a lower and higher big, I forgot. But
that's good that you're interested in that kind of thing. That basically the shop work.
And then on like Wednesday, so we got it on Wednesdays and Fridays.
So you guys shop is like the physical stuff. It's basically the stuff they don't teach anymore in most schools, which is like the trades.
Like, and we doing sometimes we go into there's a classroom. So there's a classroom and there's the actual like barn shop area.
Okay.
And then you do a whole bunch of projects stuff. Like he brought in a trailer. We had to grind it all down and repaint it.
Nice.
And mill it, and like. So there's little stations where you can like just practice your welding.
Let's talk about teeth. So before modern dentistry, what happened if you had a bad tooth? Well, the answer is it might be pulled, often painfully, with limited pain relief. And here's a fun fact. Dental pain was a serious part of life for many people in early Americas. And the whole early
Thank you, Gabriel
world.
Martin, for
Thank you as well. Gabriel, thank you for being here. He says super hugs. Jimmy, would you fear old dentistry, like before anesthesia and things like that? Yes. All right. What was the common way to travel on land in the 1700s? What was the common way to travel? Yeah, it was walking, horseback, or wagons, right? So here's a fact. A trip that would take you 30 minutes by car could take almost a day or longer. Well, a day or longer. So 30 minutes in a car, like on a clean, nice road, would take a day or longer. And if it was hilly terrain, it would take multiple days, if not weeks. Jimmy, would you travel less if every trip was hard? Yeah. What's your favorite thing about modern travel? We're actually flying through the trivia, so we're doing good. What is your favorite thing about modern travel? Like, what are you most fascinated by? Planes, trains, automobiles, like
planes.
Yeah, because it's true.
They can hold like 500 people, 300 people.
Yeah, and there's like
just a metal tube.
It's a remarkable thing, and it's what's remarkable about it too is like how safe it is. That's what's remarkable about it to me. It's like how reliable it is. All right, what city hosted the Constitutional Convention in 1787?
I don't know.
What city? Lynx, are you still here? Because this is the kind of stuff you love. What city hosted the Constitutional Convention in 1787?
Was it in the U.S.?
It is, and it starts with a P.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, people hate airports. This is why we're working hard to eventually one day get a private plane. Let's make it happen. Taylor Swift style, right, guys? So
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia, very good, Gizmo, very good,
Good job,
Jimmy.
guys.
Good job, the Art 8039. The city that hosted the Constitutional Convention in 1787 was Philadelphia. The delegates met in secret because they were arguing over the future structure of the country. All right, Jimmy, do you think should huge decisions ever be made behind closed doors?
Yes.
I would say so because I think the crowd.
Thank you, Gabriel.
Thank you, Gabriel. Thank you so much. Y'all bring joy every time you go on with your videos, and it makes my day even more awesome. Thank you so much, Daniel.
Sure, why not,
Gabriel Martin
Davion?
Flores. There's a place for him to. We can actually go over the next couple. We can actually even go to potentially today, to the lady who has that lives on the plane. She lives on a. She lives on a.
No, I got it. I've been
airport.
to her.
It's like a small airport.
I've been to her. She lives like 5 minutes from an airstrip.
Yeah, there's
Or
like.
no, they live on the airstrip.
They live on the airstrip.
It's like they have a shed in the back that holds their airplane, and they just like push it. They push it out,
They have a small airplane.
and like you can push it out.
It would be great content. So if you guys want to help us out with that, they welcomed us to go over
they
there.
have a lake,
Mm-hmm.
real close by.
The question was, should huge decisions ever be made behind closed doors? I think yes. I think, in fact, the majority of huge decisions probably should be made behind closed doors, because otherwise you're going to be at the mercy of like the crowd, and the crowd, everyone's going to be shouting.
Henry Latham says,
little thing.
Brent, if you open a teen brokerage account for Jim, I would provide significant starter funds for him to start investing. I would rather pay into that than something more. I don't even know what that word is.
Transient, maybe ephemeral. Yeah, absolutely, Henry Latham, 100%. So since Jimmy was on a major television show, he has a child trust account, but I think you're also referring to like an investment account. So like maybe starting something up like on Fidelity Investments or whatever the main thing is. Henry Latham, which one do you use? Because I'm actually on the same page with you. I was telling Jimmy, with everything, everyone's jobs being taken away with AI, I was like, Jimmy, your image is one thing. They may be able to like try to steal your image, but the reality is that you interacting with the audience, that is like a priceless thing, right? So Henry Latham, yeah, if you send the funds, I'll put it into an account. If you tell me which one do you think is the best. I know that Fidelity is a big one. FD TD Trade is a big one. Which one do you like, Henry Latham? Jimmy, I'll let you read in the chat. But I love that idea, Henry Latham. That's a 100% great idea. And the child account that they create for actors, that is not like, that's not a super yield. That's not a super yield.
He said, I have a few. I use a few, but I think
So Henry, I knew Fidelity was like the big one.
Schwab.
Mm-hmm.
Schwab offer good accounts for teens.
I did some research on it a couple of weeks ago, and I remember thinking that like,
is there thunder in Dallas right now?
Fidelity was a big one,
probably.
So Henry Latham, if you send it, I'll put it, and I'll send you a screenshot of it so you can see that. I'll put it in Fidelity for him. I know Fidelity, and actually we should do it while we're in the United States, because it's really hard. Yes. It's really hard to, like, for example, I don't have any money in a traditional investment account.
I think this
because like at least not like a stock market. Because when you're in another country, it won't let you move the funds. So Henry Latham, if you're going to do it, you need to do it today, because basically we're heading out on Thursday unless we get some major super chats.
Oh my gosh!
But Henry Latham, I can put it into a Fidelity account for him, where it's like one of those things he can't touch until he's like 21 or so. So
look at this. Look at that big front. Look at that big front. So that's where we are.
So there's a big storm front, guys. Look.
And look, it's literally pushing.
There's a big storm front.
Guys, so I'll show you here.
But Henry Latham, I love that. That is the most thoughtful.
Right here,
forward-thinking
that's a storm, thing. And that orange, it's actually pretty bad. And so look, it starts. It's going to move towards us.
All right. So my last question was about before. Now we're talking about
escrow account. I've heard of that. But
yeah, the kid thing is in the escrow account. That's right, the art. But that's different than like a true investment account, because that might have a really tiny yield that's not even making up for inflation. So Henry Latham, if you send it, we will do that. We're also like producers too, so it's like
he said, let's talk offline, but I would rather you open the account first. They're usually $0 minimum for this time.
I think it's like $1,
and then I'll transfer funds.
Absolutely, I can give you the accounting and routing. So as soon as we're done with this, I'll create it on my phone because I've got to do it here in the United States because of all of the international fraud that's going on.
Henry Latham says, "I
Um,
hope you can understand why I'm hesitant to just to send move money over right now."
Of course, of course. With that said, Henry Latham, we do still need microphones too. So I will tell you, like, it's they're both worlds. Because for example, I have some money that's like generating interest, right? But it's like locked away and I can't touch it. But at the same time, it's like we're doing more and paying for everything. So there's definitely a balance, Henry Latham. But I think for long term, absolutely, I agree with you. Like for large amounts and even small amounts, right, to contribute to a fund like that.
In 4 years, I'm
But
going to be 18.
we're also like using funds to live and get by because we can't just like stay locked up in a room and not do anything. So that's why I put on a show, right? Henry Latham, and Gizmo and to Dag Overhaul. You guys get it. So it's like we're putting on a show and like we're creating value in the
Oh yeah, the
in the
art. I forgot to tell
marketplace.
you the art. Tell Brent I live where the Wright brothers opened their first
That's amazing. So the
first
Wright brothers,
flying
it's
school.
RWIGHT. The Wright brothers were like one of the first
Henry Latham,
people.
I
They were
understand you
like
also
the
need
first people.
capital.
Yes. That's right. Yeah. So the capital would be for like, let's say we need some new microphones and we need 3 more days in this Airbnb. So that's Henry Latham. That would be appreciated too, because basically you don't want to get the person. We're all individuals. We're all human beings, right? And so with all this AI stuff going on, it's like creating content is becoming more of like an interesting thing because it's like people are making stuff. Like he was watching fishing videos, but it was so ADD the way it was edited. I don't blame the way they were editing it because they're editing it the way people are going to watch it. They have to edit it that way, otherwise people won't watch it. But on this channel, when we do long form content,
How
it's
can I?
designed to have people that are going to be invested in the channel and going to be invested in him learning and his journey.
How can I?
And so, like the way what you guys are talking about is exactly what we're getting at. Both of
How
his
do you say that?
parents, to be honest with you, are incapacitated. They're not able to work. They're not. How would you describe it, Jimmy?
Mm-hmm. I forgot.
It's really
Right.
difficult stuff, but both of his parents are not able to work. They're incapacitated. So it's like, this is why this channel, your super chats really do help. And so I put on a brave face and I go out, and so does Jimmy. But your super chats help so much. And Henry Latham, I'll open up a Fidelity account and send it. But in the meantime, we need a new pair of mics and we need to stay another
How
3 or 4
how
days.
can I start on my credit score?
Well, your credit score, I mean, listen, there's jokes that they have like little babies are getting credit cards, but essentially once you're becoming an adult, like you know, you can link up your bank account to an adult. The whole credit system is a little bit wonky. But basically, you want a really good credit score. My credit score is like 850. So
I think that's good.
because I don't have any debts. I don't pay, but that's because I go on here and I make sure that we can keep ourselves going. I'm not falling behind. But that's why I go live every single day. And so Jimmy has to understand that, like, being a responsible adult, I mean, that's like a miracle considering the circumstances that we're in. But that's because I don't take any money from people unless they participate and they give, I'm not taking out loans. You see what I'm saying? But let's talk about the early Republican expansion. You guys keep your super chats coming. Don't forget to like the video. All right, so the early Republican expansion. So what was the Louisiana Purchase? We've covered this before.
The Louisiana Purchase was a big purchase.
Let's sit up and be more engaged. What was the Louisiana Purchase?
The Louisiana Purchase was a big purchase of the part of the United States, was like half of the United States that they.
Well, the U.S. bought a huge amount of land from France in 1803, and if I'm not mistaken, the reason why was because Napoleon actually there was an uprising in like Cuba or Haiti, and so there was an uprising, and so they knew they were like losing control of the Americas, and so just to stick it to the British people, they did the Louisiana Purchase. So it roughly doubled the size of the United States, the Louisiana Purchase. Would you be excited or scared if your country suddenly doubled? Would you be like excited, or would that kind of like scare you?
Excited.
You'd be excited? I think it'd be exciting, and I think it might be a little bit scary because when you annex or you bring in more territory, you have to bring in like any troubles that territory is experiencing, right? So let's say the United States and Canada like merged or whatever. Let's say in this hypothetical situation, there could be some turmoil in that, but at the same time, the cultures are very similar. So that would probably be an easier transition than, let's say, the United States and Mexico, right? All right. Which president made the Louisiana Purchase? It's a really, really, really famous guy. You guys, super chats for Jimmy. The more super chats you guys leave, the more engaged
Washington
Jimmy becomes. No. This is way out. This is after George Washington, right? So because George Washington wasn't even in.
Before or after?
I think this was before. I think this was before.
Madison?
No, it's Thomas
Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson was the president
Good job,
when the
Good
Louisiana
job, Henry
Purchase was made.
Latham.
So it was before Lincoln. Lincoln was the 16th president of the United States, guys. And you guys, don't forget, we're fundraising to stay 3 more days in this hotel. So we need $550 plus $350 for another set of microphones. So help us out. It really, 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 really does help. Thomas Jefferson was unsure if the Constitution clearly allowed him to buy that much land, but he did it anyway. He wasn't really sure if the Constitution, he really wanted to stick to the Constitution, but he wasn't sure if it really allowed it, but he did it anyway, and it really paid off. It was one of the best decisions ever in American history, was the Louisiana Purchase. So the question was, which president made the Louisiana Purchase? And the answer is Thomas Jefferson. But he was unsure, but he did it anyway. Do you think leaders should take huge action if they think it would help the country like that?
Yes.
I agree. I think so too. I think he made a really good decision, and it doubled the size of the United States. Imagine what the United States would be if they never made the Louisiana Purchase. That would be crazy. Like, it would be actually kind of chaotic. So this whole idea of like manifest destiny moving all the way to the West is a big deal.
Texas Run Friend, what is your Instagram? I didn't see it.
All right. A lot of people want us to get on other platforms, but this is like our main platform. We'll get on other platforms, but I want us to get to 100K on YouTube. So you guys don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Posting on multiple platforms is very exhausting, and it sucks. It zaps the fun out of it unless you have help. Because if you're doing the camera operating, there's just us, right? There's no one else here. It's just us. So we have to set the camera up. We have to set up, make it the thumbnail. We have to like script it out. Make sure, like, walk us through history, whatever the thing may be, whatever the topic is. So going on multiple platforms can be truly helpful, but we want to be really successful in at least one platform. So next, who was Sacagawea? Who was Sacagawea? And also going back to the Louisiana Purchase,
I found the expedition.
The expedition took over 2 years and crossed land most Eastern Americans had never even seen. So people didn't even know like most of that terrain. So once they bought the Louisiana Purchase from, I think it was Napoleon, it was from France, but it wasn't the West, but it opened up this whole new region.
Yeah, to your followers.
But it took over 2 years and crossed land most Eastern Americans had never seen before. So that's a tall order to go on a 2-year journey with no GPS and not really understanding what you're going to confront. All right. Who was Sacagawea? Did anybody answer that? Sacagawea.
I don't think so. I want to go to that place Double Tap right down there.
Me too. We'll do it. We're flying through history. You guys, super chats, help us out.
All
right. A shoehorn woman who helped the Lewis and Clark expedition. She traveled with them carrying. Thank you so much. Thank you, Henry Latham.
First time sending one. This is mostly a test.
Thank you, Henry Latham. Yeah, it works. So thank you, Henry Latham. Thank you so much, Henry. So super chats do work. Venmo also works. So I think Venmo is the pinned comment.
Why Venmo?
Yeah. If you're in the United States, thank you, Henry Latham. I appreciate it so much. Truly, it does work. So Henry Latham, thank you. And thank you for believing in the mission. All it takes is like one person to believe in our mission to help us put on a great show. So thank you. But Sacagawea was a Shoshone, Shoshone, S-H-O-S-H-O-N-E, Shoshone, a Shoshone woman, like a native woman, who helped the Lewis and Clark expedition. She traveled with them carrying her baby. It was one of the toughest stories in the early American history.
We will art.
but Sacagawea was put on the gold dollar. So you guys in the United States, when they made like the gold dollar coin, which people don't really use anymore.
I have one.
Yeah, but
I have multiple.
they kind of, well, I used to live in Ecuador, and Ecuador, that's where they use all the dollar coins. So like they all went to like Ecuador and some of these other countries that have been dollarized,
Yeah,
where they
that's
don't have
crazy.
a local currency.
It's like, it's. I can see storm clouds, but like
the storm is a coming. The storm is a coming. So you guys help us out with your super chats. All right. What was the War of 1812 fought partly over? This is a good question because a lot of people ask the question, what year was the War of 1812?
1812.
But what was the War of 1812 fought partly over? Like what was the issue? Do you guys know in the chat? You guys let us know in the chat. What was the War of 1812 fought primarily over? Like what was the cause of that? What was the reason? So it was trade issues, British interference with American ships, and impressment of sailors. So yeah, it was trade issues, British interference with American ships. And here's a fact: Washington D.C. was burned by the British forces in 1814.
Mm-hmm.
And actually,
the poor guy told us about that.
That's right. And even like King Charles mentioned it on his trip when he talked in the White House just recently.
The top of the Capitol
that burned.
First, it was made out of wood.
Mm-hmm.
Then they made it out of wood again. And then it burnt down.
That's right.
And so they made it out of metal or copper, and then it was too like echoey. But now it's still copper. So
right. That's right. So the War of 1812. Washington, D.C. was burned by the British forces in 1814. But if you saw the Capitol being burned, would it make you more patriotic or more scared?
Patriotic.
Yeah, it'd make me more patriotic. I'd be like, we need to defend this more. You know, like it would like it can rally the troops, similar to the way, like, remember the Alamo? The Alamo, the Texans lost that battle against Santa Anna. But it was a way to actually rally the troops, even though they lost. So sometimes a failure or a loss can actually lead to more patriotism, and it can reignite people to, if there's like a strong emotional sentiment behind it, it can get people behind a movement. All right. So next. All right.
It is raining in Dallas.
Yeah, the rain is coming. It's coming.
Texas Ranger
you guys, you come in and leave your big super chats. Henry Latham, I'm looking at you, Henry Latham. It helps out so much.
Texas Ranger fan just sent that.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you, Texas Ranger fan, for your videos. All right, what song came from the War of 1812?
Henry Latham, my birthday.
There was a really big song in the War of 1812, guys. There was a really, really big song in the War of 1812.
Henry Latham.
You know, it might make this kind of interesting too if we change locations.
Henry Latham, my birthday.
Super chat for $10, and we'll change. We'll go to a new location. Go on, Jimmy. Go on.
Henry Latham, my birthday is April 24th.
That's right. His birthday is April 24th. He was born in the year 1000. When were you born, Jimmy?
I don't know.
He was 2012. 2012. Can you believe that, guys? You guys, can someone leave a $10 super chat, and we'll go to a different area.
2012 is the best year.
We can show you the Airbnb.
And
it's really cool. It's a really cool space. We want to show you guys, and it helps us pay for it as well.
If I was born in 2013, I would be a next generation. Like, my year is the last Gen Z. Now it's like.
Are you? So you're not Gen Alpha yet?
No, Gen Alpha is 2013.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you're at the tail. Isn't that interesting to be at the tail end of a generation, even though you're still like a little bitty kid? Henry Latham, do you want to come in and leave a super chat, and then we'll change locations?
I already did. Yes, again. For no video, but it's not Leith. It's Lath. Leith.
Maybe they're talking about Leif Erikson. They're talking about
no him.
It says
Leatham.
Alamo.
That Henry Leatham right here.
Let's see.
Right there.
FYI, no big deal. Thank you, Henry Latham. Thank you so much.
But you can leave cents.
That's amazing.
I didn't know you could leave cents, but
thank you, Henry Latham. The Battle of New Orleans.
2012. 2012. The year I was born.
Look at that, Henry Latham.
How do you even leave cents?
Clever guy. That's really clever.
I don't even know you can leave cents.
You can leave cents.
I thought it was like
dollars
only
and cents. Thank you, Henry Latham.
Not really. What?
You can. Thank you, Henry Latham. All right, let's go. Do y'all want to see the other parts of the Airbnb? All right, here. Let's go into there. Let's go into the kitchen table. You guys, we're gonna go into the kitchen table. Y'all get excited to see this.
That's okay. Here, I want it to go to.
All right, help me out to move in here.
Hold up. Let me do something.
All right, guys, we're about to go into the
Pew, 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 pew.
kitchen table area.
Which one? The dining room or the bar?
This one over here.
Okay, so the dining table. So today we'll be having.
Well, help me move the computer over there.
You have to move the computer right there, not over there.
No, we can do it there and we sit here.
Oh, thank you, Henry Latham.
Thank you, Henry.
Oh my, he left the month and the day I was born.
Oh my gosh.
4/24. I did not know you could leave cents.
That's amazing. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, Henry. Yeah, he said he did left $4.24.
Look at that. Love it.
I was actually
We're gonna
born.
sit over here so that way people can see the depth of field behind here. It's nice to have a depth of field so people can kind of see. They can get a sense of depth. What do you guys think? Do you guys like? I like when things on YouTube are cinematic. They're not just like people on an iPhone who are taking some the time and try to make the visuals actually a bit more beautiful.
Latham? Is it Henry Latham?
Is it Latham or Latham?
Latham. Latham. Is it Henry Latham, right? Henry Latham?
Is he telling us?
He said if you pronounce it right, if you pronounce my last name correctly, I will do an additional super chat.
Oh, amazing.
Henry Latham.
So I'll say it's Latham then?
Latham? Because it was spelled, he said it was spelled with L-E-I. It was like pronounced Latham.
Oh, okay, Latham.
Latham.
Okay, that works.
Is that what it is?
That's good to know. Did not know that.
It looks like Latham, but I think it's Latham.
All right, so let's see what this looks like. So this way we have a bit more, where it's more cinematic for everybody.
Say Seth. 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 Seth.
Seth. It says Henry. Seth.
No, say the word Seth. Yeah, Seth.
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 No, say the word. Yeah, Seth.
Say the word. No, say the word Seth. Henry Latham.
Seth.
What about it?
He said say the word Seth.
Maybe that has to do with like.
Yes,
maybe
now rhyme it with Leith.
Leth.
Leth.
Latham.
Leth.
So instead of Latham, it's Latham.
Latham. Latham.
Seth Latham. Seth Leth.
No. His name is Henry Latham. Henry Latham.
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 All right. Thank you. Thank you, Henry Latham. Thank you so much. All right. Zoom in on me a little bit.
Latham. Latham.
No, Seth Latham.
No, he's saying like.
Latham. What's up?
There we go. Latham.
But Seth. Leth. But Seth.
Oh my God, he said I got it. So.
Oh, there may be a delay. I think if you say Seth, then it wouldn't be. You wouldn't change it to Seth.
Jimmy, what?
It's Seth.
Jimmy, this is the same Airbnb. Yes.
It is the same place. Yeah, we came back to the same place.
Yeah, we know.
There's not a ton of options. We're in a small town.
So $14. Thank you.
Thank you, Henry.
I'm 14 years old.
Latham. Thank you, Henry.
Thank
Latham.
you.
All right, so zoom in a little bit for us, Jimmy.
How? It's because it's going to cut us off. I thought you want like the depth of.
Okay, sounds good.
I thought you wanted.
All right, so yeah, it's good. What song came from the War of 1812? There was a really famous song. I'm sure someone mentioned it earlier.
I don't know, the Bridge of London's falling down.
No, that's different. But that's a good song.
Where was that white church at? Right over there.
Yeah, there's other stuff all around us.
There's a church right
if
there.
We have to be connected to Wi-Fi, right?
What is on your phone?
Huh? Oh. Oh, you know, it probably has something to do with the stuff that you dropped or broke. Here, I'll put it over there. That's that. All right. But yeah, the London Bridge is falling down is a different song. Did anybody mention it was the Star Spangled Banner? The Star Spangled Banner is the song that came out of the War of 1812. All right, so the song that came from the War of 1812 was the Star Spangled Banner. It inspired the bombardment of Fort McHenry in 1814. Jimmy, does knowing that story make you feel any different about the Star Spangled Banner?
How did my phone get way over there?
Does it make you feel any different about the Star Spangled? Because you just changed the temperature.
Oh, you're right.
So, did you know that the Star Spangled Banner came from the War of 1812?
No, but I know what that song is. Yes.
All right. So, how does it go?
Oh, here, do the first part.
I think it's "Oh, say can you see?"
Oh, you're talking about the national anthem.
Well, what is that? The Star Spangled Banner? Is that how it goes?
Something like that, yeah.
How does the Star Spangled Banner go?
Can you bring Jimmy on a boat ride in Texas? Yes.
Let's do it. We need super chats.
Let's go to Lake Palestine, Texas.
But isn't it? Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you start too high, you can't get there because it's like, it's what so proudly we held by the twilight's last
can you see? Yeah.
And the rockets spread glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave truth through the night that our flag was still there. Jimmy, everything's cringe for him. Oh, say does that star spangled... What is it? How does it go? Oh, say does that star... The banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave. You can go and riff off and go as high as you want. But now we know that song came from the War of 1812, and a lot of people probably did not know that, but now we do. And the War of 1812 was a trade issue, British interference with American ships, and it resulted in the Washington D.C. being burned by British forces in 1814. All right, so next, what was the Erie Canal? What was the Erie Canal?
It was a canal.
You guys, another $10 super chat or $15 super chat, and we'll go to another spot. We're moving around the Airbnb. So help us out. We're gamifying this. What was the Erie Canal? We'll make our way back over here. The Erie Canal. Does anybody have it? Oh yeah, Ezekiel's got. Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched. Da, 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 da. All right. Brent, he doesn't even know what patriotic means. How do you expect him to sing the national anthem?
Me? I know what patriotic.
He does know what patriotic means. He literally just had a brain burp. He does know what patriotic means. Dag Overhaul, trust me, I would roast this kid, but he does know what patriotic means. I think he was not paying attention. All right, but what is the Erie Canal? What is the Erie Canal? A canal completed in 1825 that connected the Great Lakes to the Hudson River. A canal completed in 1825 that connected the Great Lakes to the Hudson River. So that was what the Erie Canal was. That was a big deal. So 1825. So Jimmy, memory. Hello. Oh,
actually, Henry.
Super chats to get Jimmy's memory.
I was actually born in 9012. So you got to leave $90.12.
He was born in 10 billion.
10 billion six.
Henry Letham, thank you so much. For letting us know how to say your name, by the way.
Yes.
So he said Seth and Letham. Kind of like let them eat cake, Letham, but without the, yeah. All right, so the Letham. So thank you, Henry Letham. We appreciate you so much. You guys, let's come on, caboose that train. All right, so it was a canal completed in 1825 that connected the Great Lakes to the Hudson River. It helped make New York City a major commercial powerhouse. Jimmy, can a canal be as important as a highway?
Yeah.
It can. We were just in a canal in Mexico.
Yeah.
And Xochimilco. That little place is a canal.
Yeah. And we held a snake that's bigger than this table.
We did. If you go to our shorts channel,
Thank you, Ezekiel.
Our shorts. Thank you, Ezekiel. Keep the train coming, guys. Let them. Yes. Let them eat cake. Yeah. Do you want to help us sponsor a cake? I would love a piece of cake. If Tanya is watching, Tanya made cake yesterday. I don't know if she's working from home or if she's in the office today. All right. What is manifest destiny? What is manifest destiny? So if you guys are watching, we're walking you through American history. So what is manifest destiny? Don't forget to like.
Give me a hint, and I know what it is, but I have to get
the belief that Americans were what? I know people in the chat will know what this is. The belief manifest destiny. Manifest destiny.
Used to pull barges with horses on that canal.
Yeah, there's a lot. Like canals are such a big deal. Is that T. Roberts? Who's that? Is that John? Boy for Love 869. Hello, how are you?
Manifest when the United States expanded its country from the Atlantic to the Pacific.
That's exactly right. It's the belief that Americans were destined to expand westward. It inspired expansion, but also helped justify the displacement of Native peoples. But it was a dream from a group of people to move west. So the belief that America was destined to expand westward. So it's like you have like from sea to shining sea. So the idea that like the Pacific and the Atlantic, it made the American dream very powerful. But just before even the idea of the American dream, like just what it was in America, while making all the way to the west, and that required the Louisiana Purchase. It required the Mexican-American War with annexing that territory from Mexico. So Manifest Destiny was a huge part of.
I got Charlie horse.
Careful.
Arm.
Is that what happened to Jimmy? He touched a table.
No, I got a Charlie horse and right here.
Charlie bit my finger. The table bit your finger. You guys, I ordered while we're here in the United States. I ordered a pair of these mics. It was $50. So if somebody wants to sponsor
what mics?
These, like nice mics, because that way they can hear you more properly. Because my voice is probably coming in crystal clear, but it's like you're not because you don't have the mic. So
what do you talk? It's right here.
Well, I'm just saying I had them because it helps direct the microphone towards your mouth. So if you guys would like to leave a super chat to pay for the microphone handles and the plosive guards, this guard here, like it's definitely your reporter type style mic. It's kind of long. It's like borderline Bob Barker, but not that long. Bob Barker was the one who did The Price is Right. All right. So now you know. Well, Jimmy, what was Manifest Destiny?
Manifest Destiny was when Americans.
This is why I needed these.
Bro, I just put it right here so they can hear me.
But you're not singing. It's not. That's called like head voice. Whenever you're singing and you have a certain resonance, the sounds can like come up here, right? You guys, can we get a big super chat to come in here to?
Yes, I know.
And now I might have to recast Jimmy. So we need y'all. I need your help.
Whatever.
You guys don't forget to subscribe to Brent Explains at Brent Explains. That's where we're going to be doing more of this stuff because where I can actually have more meaningful conversations with people of different ages from around the world.
Oh my God.
Because we want to vary it, right? So guys, to go to Brent Explains. Jimmy, why don't you drop it in the chat so people can see?
Okay.
All right. So Manifest Destiny, we know that's a belief that Americans were destined for westward expansion.
David Young, could you drop it in there?
And what was the Oregon Trail? What was the Oregon Trail?
Oh, the Oregon Trail was a trail all the way to Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
But it was very rugged.
Mm-hmm. Hello, how are you? Take it seriously because we're not that far into the end. Have fun, but so the Oregon Trail, you have this because you know it. So tell us about the Oregon Trail. ASMR, why you hurry up and tell us about the Oregon Trail.
Oregon Trail was a trail all the way to Oregon, and it was very rugged. It was very long. It was very dangerous. It was.
It was a major route used by settlers heading west. Many families walked much of the way while wagons carried the supplies. So that's one of the fun facts that people don't realize. If we get another $20 super chat, we'll move over there. That was like the most comfortable spot. So you guys come in and help us out with super chats. We're gamifying this. But a lot of people don't realize that most people, or not necessarily most, but a big group of people walked the Oregon Trail, and the supplies they had, they couldn't carry them. So the wagons actually carry the supplies.
Subscribe to that link right there.
Yeah, you guys subscribe to Brent Explains, because that's where you're going to see more interviews with people from around the world, people in big cities and villages from around the world. But I need to get 500 subscribers on that channel. So help us out.
Oh, like that wagon trail. What wagon?
Yeah.
What wagon trail?
The wagon trail?
Yeah.
Well, they used wagons. So
many
families walked much of the way, but wagons carried the supplies. Jimmy, would you walk hundreds of miles for a new life? Would you walk hundreds of miles if you knew it like had a promise for like a potential new life?
Sure.
There were no guarantees, right? In the Oregon Trail, like there weren't like 100% guarantees that you were gonna have a better life.
Overhaul. Yes, subscribe to that one. That's me and Round's channel.
Yes, thank you guys. And you guys, Brent Explains is where like the most heavy regular content is going to be. Heavily produced content. So go to Brent Explains. It's going to be a great channel. You're going to
just be glad it ain't the 1800s up to 1937, or Jimmy would be working full time just like an adult of it. The 1800s.
That's right.
He could have already been on a cattle drive.
That's right. Now, who said that? That's a really good point. Who said that?
Oh,
it was a really good point.
Dennis Thornton.
Hey, Dennis Thornton. Thank you so much. And Dennis, we encourage you to leave a super chat because it really does help us a ton. That's a really, really good point. You make a great point about physical labor and children working. The modern childhood is a relatively new phenomenon, like from, post, World War II. Because before then, it's like before the Industrial Revolution, it's like kids were working. All right. And even in the Industrial Revolution, kids were working. I mean, in the 1900s, the newsboys, you had kids working in factories, all the things. And in It's a Wonderful Life, there was a kid who was working at the little drugstore, all the different things. All right. What disease was one of the biggest killers on the wagon trails?
Smallpox.
There was one even bigger than that.
What does it start with?
A C. It was cholera.
Cholera.
It's spelled as CHOLERA. In Spanish, it's cholera, but it's cholera.
Guys, I want to go to that place on there.
Cholera was one major killer. You guys, big super chats will help change the game.
I want to go to Double Tap.
Yeah, you guys, big super chats help change the game.
Double Tap is
and we
really
can go
fun.
to that place you saw in the shorts where you saw the. We can do a live from this. It's like a saloon, but it's basically a bar that's like been modified into an arcade
and food restaurant.
That's right. Cholera is one of the major killers, along with other diseases. The trail often was more dangerous because of diseases and accidents than actually, these movie style attacks that you would see. Like necessarily, they show you about the Oregon Trail, and in the Oregon Trail, you see like maybe like natives attacking or like even people attacking each other's wagons. But the vast majority of people who died on the Oregon Trail are these wagon trails. They died from cholera and accidents. All right.
Yes, David Young. Yes.
All right. What was the cotton gin? You guys, our next super chat.
The cotton gin was a faster way to pick cotton.
To the couch. A machine that separated cotton fibers from seeds more efficiently. That's right. It made cotton more profitable and tragically expanded slavery in the South. Can an invention make life better and worse at the same time?
Yes.
Yeah, it can. I think the internet has done that. The smartphone has done that. While it's made things more convenient, it's also like, made us not have an ability to have an attention span, things like that, right?
A weaving machine.
Well, the cotton gin itself, it separated cotton fibers from the seeds more efficiently, which is a huge deal. If you guys ever tried to get a seed out of cotton, it's a very, very difficult task. So getting that seed, so the cotton gin helped mechanize that. And it wasn't even fully mechanized. But it was a machine. but they got more and more technology to help separate those. Who invented the cotton gin?
Spinning Jenny.
So that was another one, but who was the one who? There was a guy who invented the cotton gin. There are several different cotton things that people invented. If you guys would like to support the channel, you can also go to Venmo, guys. It's in the pinned comment. But Eli Whitney is the one who Eli Whitney. He's actually an African American man. His machine helped transform the American economy, but not in the simple progress is always good way people expect. And so, but Eli Whitney, I think he was African American, if I'm not mistaken. I know there was a guy who made improvements on it. You guys let me know. What was Eli Whitney? What was his ethnicity? All right, what was the Monroe Doctrine? What was the Monroe Doctrine? Do you guys know what the Monroe Doctrine was? The Monroe Doctrine? I'll go ahead and tell you. It was a U.S. policy warning European powers against further colonization in the Americas. So the Monroe Doctrine was basically saying to Europe, hey, step back, because the Americas, this is our territory, this is our turf, even referring to like all of the Americas. So it was saying, step back. So it was warning the European powers against further colonization in the Americas. And the U.S., here's a fun fact, the U.S. was still young, but already trying to influence the Western Hemisphere. So the Monroe Doctrine is a really big deal. And you could even, our current president of the United States is like a big believer, let's say, in the Monroe Doctrine to this day. But there are still islands in the Caribbean, like Curacao, like Aruba, that are still owned like by the Netherlands, right? That are still controlled by some of these European powers, like French Guyana, like Belize. Part of these countries, these little countries, little island nations or smaller nations, are actually still part of these old empires that used to really, control the world through their European expansion and, things. All right. So that was the Monroe Doctrine. The Monroe Doctrine was huge. It really can't be understood how important it was. If we get a next super chat, I'm going to move over here, and it'll be probably more of a comfy setting. And you guys don't forget to like the video. Jimmy's in the bathroom over here. All right. What was the Trail of Tears? What was the Trail of Tears? Do you guys know what the Trail of Tears was? Trail of Tears. The Trail of Tears, it was the forced removal of Native Americans, especially the Cherokee, from their homelands. Thousands died from exposure, disease, and just hardship, like the hard movement of the Cherokee and the Trail of Tears. Now, there was the Indian Removal Act, which was a different thing, but the Trail of Tears was specifically the forced removal of the Cherokee people. So now you know that. That was what the Trail of Tears are. Super chats for learning our history. All right. What year did Texas become a U.S. state? What year did Texas become a U.S. state? Jimmy, do you know what year Texas became a U.S. state? No, he's in the bathroom back there in that white door, guys. In this white door over here. Oh, right there. This is where Jimmy is. Super chats to get Jimmy to come out. Super chats to get Jimmy out. It became a state in 1845. So the Republic of Texas was from 1836 to 1845. And so Texas became a state after it became a republic, after getting independence from Mexico. So the Republic of Texas was from 1836 to 1845. And even Texas had its own navy. It had some level of foreign, it started to have some level of foreign diplomacy even before it became a state in the United States. So Texas was its own country from 1836 to 1845. But it joined, and later it was a part of the Confederacy, as we know. But 1845 was the year. Texas had been its own republic before joining the United States. And I think people who live in Texas have a very different relationship to like the Union, because ever since you're little, if you grow up in Texas, you're kind of taught like Texas is the only state that can theoretically, secede from the Union. like in a legal fashion. I don't know if that's exactly true. I think, but that's something that's been like a perpetuated myth that's been going on for years and years. Um, at this point, since 1845, right? Um, so over 100 years of that. Um, of this idea that like Texas can secede from the Union in a legal fashion. Like it become like a rogue thing. All right, next we're going to move into the Civil War and Reconstruction. And Jimmy's in the bathroom. So if you guys want to leave a super chat, please do so. I'm going to readjust the camera so it's zoomed in on me since Jimmy's not here. He likes to bail on me. Super chats and you guys go to Brent Explains. That way I can make great content, and it's not just Jimmy, because Jimmy he bails on me sometimes. All right, so we're talking about the Civil War and Reconstruction. So the Civil War and Reconstruction. All right, so this is Act 4 of our live stream. You guys don't forget to leave a super chat. It helps us out a ton. So Civil War and Reconstruction. So the question is, what years did the Civil War take place? Like, what was that time period? Do you guys know what time period the Civil War took place? Dag Overhaul, leave a super chat for my so I'm not completely demoralized over here. Henry Lethem, help me out. All right, so Civil War and Reconstruction. So what year did the Civil War take place? It took place from 1861 to 1865, and it remains the deadliest war in American history. And I've got questions for Jimmy, but he's not here. He's in the bathroom in that white door back there. Civil War and Reconstruction. So what year did the Civil War take place? It was from 1861 to 1865. All right. What was the main cause of the Civil War? What was the main cause of the Civil War? Well, the simplest answer would be that slavery was the central cause, along with disputes over states' rights, expansion, power. And the conflict was fundamentally about whether slavery would continue or expand. So that was really the ultimate thing, because you have to realize the United States was expanding. And so it's like, along with the United States expanding, the question had to come in. It's like, are we going to continue expanding the United States? And with that, are we going to continue this horrific practice of slavery as we expand? And so but it was America's deadliest conflict. It was America's deadliest conflict was the Civil War. You guys super chat so that we can go do something fun, because we have to. We have to sing for our supper, and we'll also move to a new spot. All right. So we just covered what was the main cause of the Civil War and when did the Civil War take place. It took place from 1861 to 1865, and it's primarily over slavery and the expansion of slavery. You guys super chats because Jimmy's back. All right. Who was the president during the Civil War? Who was president during the Civil War?
What? Say his first name. What's his first name?
His name is, well, this is a big one. I mean, you should know this one. It's Abraham.
Oh, Lincoln.
Yeah, Abraham Lincoln. Yeah, Lincoln led the country through its greatest internal crisis and was assassinated days after the war effectively ended. So that's like a really tragic end for him. You guys super chats for Jimmy. He's back, and we're going to move over to the couch. And that way we can also read your chats more easily on this screen over here. So help us out. So the president during the Civil War was Abraham Lincoln, and Lincoln led the country through its greatest internal crisis and was assassinated days after the war effectively ended. Jimmy, would you want to be president during one of the worst crises of the United States?
No.
No, right? Please leave it off right now.
You just.
Okay, make sure it's muted. Let's make sure it's muted. You leave it on. Make sure it's muted. You're on a delay. So I said leave it on, but leave it muted. All right. So what did the Emancipation Proclamation do? What did the Emancipation Proclamation do? The Emancipation Proclamation. Jimmy is the best. I agree. Super chats to validate that. You guys don't forget to like the video. What did the Emancipation Proclamation do? Do you know what it did, Jimmy? It's on mute.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been on mute.
All right. The Emancipation Proclamation. It declared enslaved people in the Confederate-held territories to be free. It transformed the war into a fight directly connected to ending slavery. So the Emancipation Proclamation, it declared enslaved people in Confederate-held territories to be free. Because you have to remember, there was the Confederacy and then there was like the Union, right? So the the Confederacy was like trying to break away from the United States because they wanted to continue slavery,
Yes, TJ.
which led
TJJ.
to which went to the Civil War. TJJ 907, we need you to come through big for us. Help us out. TJJ, we know you can do it. Help us out. All right. So that was the Emancipation Proclamation. It declared enslaved people in the Confederate held territories to be free. All right. So what amendment abolished slavery in the United States? What amendment? What? There's a number. What amendment abolished slavery? You can probably
15th.
13th. The 13th Amendment. It was ratified in 1865. It was the same year the Civil War ended. So the 13th Amendment, it was ratified in 1865, and it was the same year that the war ended. And so sometimes amendments are more powerful than laws, right? What battle is often considered the turning point of the Civil War? You guys, super chats, and we'll move over to the couch. There'll probably be better lighting. All right. What battle is often considered the turning point of the Civil War? What battle is often considered the turning point of the Civil War?
Revolutionary.
No, the Revolutionary War has already gone on, right? And so now Abraham Lincoln was president, right? But this is before he was assassinated. What battle is often considered the turning point of the Civil War? So you have chatted, but that's right, Gettysburg. Very good, very good. The Art 839. Very good. It was Gettysburg. It lasted 3 days in July 1863 and caused massive, massive casualties. The Battle of Gettysburg. And then obviously there was the Gettysburg Address that was given there later by Lincoln. All right, what speech begins with 407 years ago? TJJ 907. Come on, I'm holding out for a hero. I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the end of the night. And he's gotta be strong, and he's gotta be fast, and he's gotta be fresh from the fight. I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the morning light. All right, the Gettysburg Address is the one that starts with 407 years ago. It's the actual Gettysburg Address. It was Lincoln's speech. It was only it was only about 2 minutes long, but it became one of the most famous speeches in American history. Can you believe that? Only 2 minutes long. But he said 407 years ago. So a speech is sometimes a little short speech. It's really powerful. Can have more of a historical impact than some of these longer ones. All right. What was Reconstruction? What was Reconstruction?
Reconstruction was the Reconstruction after the Civil War.
That's right. It was the period after the Civil War when the U.S. tried to rebuild and redefine the rights of formerly enslaved people. So Reconstruction was one of the biggest missed opportunities and most important struggles in U.S. history. Reconstruction was a big deal, but it was after, because let's say that you take over a territory. Let's say that we're battling. Well, if we completely decimate a part of the country, and then we're part of the same country, you've got to rebuild. You've got to rebuild that portion of your country. So that's what Reconstruction was.
Ezekiel,
they did a lot of things wrong in Reconstruction. You could argue.
I have Ezekiel, I have 256 gigabytes on my phone.
For what? For Brent Explains?
Huh?
You guys don't forget to subscribe to Brent Explains. That's where we're going to have more of this stuff, like more in a structured setting with adults who can converse. So
no, he was saying, how many gigs do you have on your phone? gigabytes on your
Oh,
phone.
gigabytes. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
256.
I can't see the chat. All right. So Reconstruction was the period after the Civil War when the U.S. tried to rebuild and redefine the rights of formerly enslaved people, and it was a big missed opportunity because it didn't really fully execute the Reconstruction. And obviously, how could they, right? Because it was a very difficult task. All right. What amendment gave citizenship to people born
Thank you, Ezekiel.
or naturalized in the U.S.? What amendment gave citizenship to people born or naturalized in the U.S.? I'll give you a hint. It's the next amendment after the last one. What was
14th
it? The 14th. That's right. The 14th Amendment. It was one of the most important amendments in
Yes,
American
Dag
legal
overhaul.
history.
Yes, guys. Dag overhaul. So what you're saying? I'll do it next time. That's really good. I'll put it up next time.
Dag, would you leave a super chat? That way we can move to the couch. It'll be more of a comfortable setting. So super chats, guys, from anybody. Henry Lethem. Henry Lethem eat cake. All right. What amendment gave black men the right to vote? I'll give you hints.
15th.
That's right.
Yeah.
That was the next one, the 15th Amendment. The 15th Amendment. The right was later undermined for decades by discriminatory laws and violence. So a right can exist on paper but still be denied in real life, right? So the 15th Amendment was was what gave black men the right to vote. Not women, but black men. You guys don't forget to leave a super chat and don't forget to like the video. And we're gonna show you all this beautiful Airbnb that we're in. We're about to move over here. Don't forget to like the video. We're 1 like away from 50. All right, now we're gonna enter the railroads industry and the
Actually, that one's one behind.
and the Gilded Age.
Right,
Yeah,
yes.
the Gilded Age. All right. So, what year was the first transcontinental railroad completed? What year was the first transcontinental railroad completed?
1894.
No, before that. It was 1860s.
1864.
The last of the 1860s.
1869.
So the year, what year was the first transcontinental railroad completed? Was 1869. So it connected the country coast to coast by rail and changed travel forever. So it was 1869.
Close to the art, but it's 1869.
Yeah, you guys don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to like the video. 1869. It connected the country coast to coast by rail and changed travel forever. Jimmy, would a train feel like the internet of its time? I mean, I think in a way it would, just because we've talked about this before. Because trains were symbolic of connectivity. So in a way it was the internet of its time, but it's not like it is now, right? But that's how information traveled. All right. Where was the Golden Spike ceremony held? You guys, come on, let's bring a super chat. Come on, guys. Super chat. We'll move to the couch.
Lee Barker said, "I'm from Newcastle, England, where the George
That's amazing.
Stephenson created the first train."
That's amazing. That's
rocket.
Huge. Thank you for that contribution. That's wonderful. That's very good. I can't see the chat from where I'm at. That's why I want to move over there. So you guys help us out. All right. So what was the Golden Spike ceremony held? Where was the Golden Spike ceremony held?
Yes, the art.
Anybody know?
Okay, so I was trying to what?
Did anybody answer the question? It was in Promontory. It was in Promontory Summit, Utah.
What was the question?
Where was the Golden Spike ceremony held?
Okay.
Golden Spike. This is something a lot of people don't know about, but it was the Promontory Summit, Utah. The Telegraph sent news of the railroad's completion almost instantly across the country. This is whenever they created the first transcontinental line across America. That was a really, really big deal. It was a really, really big deal. So they held it. They held the ceremony. It was called the Golden Spike Ceremony, and they held it in Promontory Summit, Utah. And they had a telegraph send news of the railroad's completion almost instantly across the country. So it was like a viral sensation at the time in 1869. And once we're done with this section, guys, we're going to split this in two. And we're going to be over there. But we're going to go eat here in a second. So you guys, super chats for our food budget. Super chats for food. We're human beings. We're not AI. And if you think we're AI, join the chat and leave us a comment. You can tell us. Some people are like, lift up your cup. I'm like, okay.
Huh?
Like, they're like, prove you're not AI, because there's so much AI content now on social media sites. People don't know what's real and what's not real, right? All right. So, what industry did Andrew Carnegie dominate? What industry did Andrew Carnegie dominate? Andrew
I do not know
Carnegie.
who that is.
You don't know
Telephone? I don't know.
I turned your mic off. Is it on?
Yeah, it's been on.
Okay. All right.
You turned it on.
What year? Huh?
You turned it on.
Okay. What industry did Andrew Carnegie dominate? Do you guys know in the chat? Does anybody know?
Hey, Ryder HQ.
That's right. We're not AI. The art 8032.
At least Jimmy doesn't look AI, or at least Jimmy doesn't look as tired. Ryder HQ. So.
Yeah. All right. So you guys leave your super chats. Don't forget to like the video. Let's get to 60 likes. All right. So Andrew Carnegie dominated steel. So steel made skyscrapers. Phoenix. Hey, how are you? What's going on, guys? Hey, Wyatt Phoenix. All right. We're almost done with this section. So keep it together. We got this. All right. What industry did Andrew Carnegie dominate? It was steel. Steel made skyscrapers, bridges, railroads, and modern cities possible.
Thank you, Ryder HQ.
Is steel more important? Is steel more important to modern life than people realize? Do you think, Jimmy?
Mm-hmm.
It really is. It really is more important than people realize. And part of the reason why that is because, like, even during like the first presidential debate between the current president, whenever he was against the woman, I'm not going to say, because I'm not trying to be political, but they were fighting over like where America was getting its steel from. There was like a debate about, like, they were like, where are we getting our steel from in this country? Because so much steel is coming in from another country. So there was like a huge portion of the debate was about where we get our steel from. Because there are parts of America that are like, it's like the Rust Belt. Do you know what the Rust Belt is? The Rust Belt is a part of the United States where there used to be a bunch of factories that used to manufacture things like cars, steel, things like that. But since no one's using it anymore, it's just rusting. So they call it the Rust Belt. Did you guys know about the Rust Belt? If you guys have any insights, maybe you're watching from the Rust Belt. If you guys know what the Rust Belt is, let us know in the chat. So, but the first transcontinental railroad, we know it was built in what year?
1869.
That's right, 1869. And what was the event that commemorated it?
The gold something.
The Golden Spike Ceremony, and it was in Promontory Summit, Utah. And they sent a telegraph.
Thank you, Ryder HQ.
Thank you so much.
I've been to Africa and Europe. How would you rate your trip to Mexico?
That's amazing. I would say A+. We got to visit a lot of Mexico, and we're going back. So it's really cool. So I love Mexico. And after that, we're going to travel the world. So there's going to be tons of content from everywhere. So we'll probably go straight to Vietnam, actually, to be quite honest. All right, so super chats for traveling. It helps fund our travels. TJJ907, if you're still there, help us out. Henry Letham. All right, what industry made Andrew Carnegie dominant? It was steel. And so steel's made skyscrapers, bridges, railroads, modern cities possible. And steel is still very important to this day. What industry did John D. Rockefeller dominate? So Andrew Carnegie, he dominated steel.
Iron.
No. Rockefeller. What industry did John D. Rockefeller dominate? What industry did Rockefeller? You still have Rockefeller Center, all these different things of Rockefeller. So Rockefeller. Wood. Does anybody know?
Wood.
It's oil. The art. We would love to come to France. Construction. Good job. Good guesses, guys. Who's the last person that guessed? It was oil. John D. Rockefeller dominated oil, and oil changed lighting, transportation, industry, war, and geopolitics. Jimmy, do you think oil is one of the most powerful substances in history?
Yeah.
It really is. To this day, oil it's wreaking havoc on the world. In terms of like the oil prices, if you can afford gasoline to get from point A to point B. You guys are about to end this section, and that means we're going to have a break and go eat. So you guys don't forget to like the channel, subscribe, and leave your super chats. All right. What does Gilded Age mean? What does Gilded Age mean? Gilded. It was a period that looked shiny and wealthy on the surface, but had deep inequality underneath. That's what the
Josiah
Gilded
said, aren't the Rockefellers one of the richest families in the world
That's right.
to this day?
Yeah, and the Carnegie family. Yeah. A lot of families, they lost their fortunes.
Yeah, Dave Young, it's
because
about
they
to come here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But what the Gilded Age, listen, the Gilded Age, it means a period that looks shiny and wealthy on the surface, but had deep inequality underneath. So the word gilded
Carl
means
Joe
covered.
said, do you stop stream to eat?
We do, because right now we will, because I can't go get the food. And so, yeah, for
Well, I
this
want to
one,
go over there anyway.
we're going to stop. Yeah, the next super chat, we'll go sit over on that table. The next super chat. You
I was
guys,
talking about the
$10 super chat. Oh yeah, to the restaurant. Me too. Yeah, we can go over there and stream from there. It'll be awesome. Y'all will love it. All right, but the word gilded means covered in a thin layer of gold, but it's not actually gold. So they called it the Gilded Age. So the Gilded Age, there was a ton of money, but it wasn't evenly distributed. All right. What was a tenement?
Yes, Josiah.
What was a tenement? You guys don't forget to subscribe and subscribe to Brent Explains.
The tenement.
No, it was an urban. Listen, tenement. So
Yeah.
it's not a testament and it's not a commandment, but it's a tenement. It was a crowded urban apartment housing, often for poor immigrant families. Some families lived in dark, crowded rooms with poor sanitation. So life in the 1800s could be exciting, but it could also be like really miserable at the same time. Because of the turn of the Industrial Revolution, there's all these amazing things happening. You're seeing the extravagant wealth of certain individuals, but it was really miserable for a lot of people. All right, what island became a major immigration station in 1892? You guys, we're doing a subscribe-a-thon, guys. We're doing a subscribe-a-thon. So make sure you subscribe and make sure you leave a comment and make sure you give us a like. All right, and we appreciate you so much. All right, what island became a major immigration station in 1892?
Ellis Island.
That's right, Ellis Island. Anybody
Good
answer?
job, Josiah.
Good job, Josiah. All right, Ellis Island. Millions of immigrants entered the U.S. through Ellis Island. Millions. Jimmy, would you be brave enough to move to a country where you barely speak the language?
No.
I think you would be, because you have. What was a sweatshop? What was a sweatshop? Have you ever heard the term sweatshop? Anybody know what a sweatshop is in the chat? Sweatshop? What is a sweatshop? A sweatshop is a workplace with poor conditions, long hours, low pay. Many workers, including young people, worked in really harsh conditions to survive. Jimmy, would you rather work outdoors or in a crowded factory?
Outdoors.
Yeah, you're definitely an outdoor boy. Outdoors for sure. You guys, super chats to help fund our meal. We're about to go eat. Jimmy, what was child labor?
Child labor.
Get your energy up because we're about to end this section. All right. What was child labor?
Child labor is when children go to work illegally.
Mm-hmm. Often in factories, mines, farms, shops. Some children worked long hours in dangerous places before modern labor laws.
I work at Kia. It's still a sweatshop.
That's hilarious. Who said that?
Josiah.
Josiah? Yeah, I mean, I believe you. KIA? Is that what you're saying? That one, that car company?
Kia, yeah.
All right. All right. What were labor unions created to fight for? So what were labor unions created to fight for?
Only for adults to work and not children.
Well, I mean, not necessarily, but it was for better wages, safer conditions, shorter hours, and workers' rights. So the labor unions really were designed for the adults. And I think it was also ultimately right to push the kids out of the workplace so that they could have, it would be the workplace would be for adults. But some labor conflicts turned violent because the stakes were so high. The stakes is what you have to gain or lose, right? And a conflict.
What happened to the magnet that used to be on the back of your phone? What magnet? He said, "Yeah, key. I assembled the Telluride and the Sorton rooms."
That's amazing. Thank you for letting us know that, Josiah.
What magnet?
Thank you for letting us know that. That's really, really cool. All right. What invention allowed people to talk over long distances?
What?
What invention allowed people to talk over long distances?
Telephone. Wireless
right.
telephone.
And then here's a fun fact. Alexander Graham Bell received a telephone patent in 1876. So think about it. It's not that long ago. So the telephone, Alexander Graham Bell received
Over
a telephone
100
patent.
years ago.
Right, but it's not that long ago considering human history. Human history spans thousands of years. Yeah, the first telephone felt very magical. It felt even more magical than like FaceTime. Okay, we're almost done with this section, and then we're gonna go eat. You guys, this is your last chance to give the video a like, leave us a super chat, help us out, help us fund our adventures. What invention allowed electric light to spread? The answer is in the question. What invention allowed light to spread like after hours?
Electricity.
Electricity, yeah. Practical electric lighting
Josiah
systems.
said it was an accident when it worked right. He burned himself with acid and called for help.
Yeah, that's very. Thank you, Josiah Crow. That's a great fact. Josiah, thank you so much. Josiah, would you like to leave a super chat on the channel? Help us out. It helps us out a ton. But practical electric systems, including Edison's work with incandescent bulbs and power systems. So electric light changed when people could work, read, shop, and socialize. Is light one of the most underrated inventions, do you think?
No.
No? You don't think so? I think it is. I mean, it is. Like light, we use it everywhere. I mean,
I thought you meant like it was
photography. So, listen, everyone can have their opinion. But light, I think, is one of the most underrated inventions. People don't realize what a big deal light is. All right, we're nearing the end. This is the final two questions, guys. Leave your super chats. Don't forget to like the video. Let's get to 60 likes during the live stream. What was the assembly line? Josiah Crow, this applies, right? Assembly line. What was the assembly line famous for later in car manufacturing? You were just talking about this, Josiah. What was the assembly line famous for later in car manufacturing? Josiah will know this one. Okay, yes, that's right. Because you're 17, right? Josiah, how old are you? All right. Henry Lethem, looking at you. Gizmo, I'm looking at you. Dag Overhaul, looking at you. We're about to wrap it up. Help me out. It's a lot raising a 14-year-old. All right. It made production faster by having workers perform repeated tasks over and over again. So it's very much related to like the Henry Ford system, right? It made products cheaper, but also made some work repetitive and just exhausting. Jimmy, would you rather build one thing slowly or one tiny part all day long over and over again?
Okay, what?
Would you rather build one whole thing slowly or one tiny part all day long?
One tiny part all day long. Josiah said I'm 27.
Okay.
Kia said he's like 17.
Oh,
but he works in a Kia factory, so I don't know how that would.
Well, he didn't have a credit card, so I didn't know. That's good to know. All right. So are you sure you would rather make one tiny thing over and over again?
What was the question?
Would you rather build one thing slowly or one tiny part all day long? Like the
one
same
thing slowly.
Yeah, I mean, because it's like, do you want to make like the whole chair or do you want to make like this one little screw? You know, it's up to you. I mean, some people have their preferences, but I just want to make sure that you're actually hearing the question. All right. So what was urbanization, Jimmy? These are the last two questions. What was
urbanization? Is people moving to some more urban?
Okay. Go on. Go on. I'm hungry too. Let's go.
I don't know.
What was urbanization?
Urbanization is people relocating to more urban areas.
Yeah, the movement of people from rural areas to cities. It recently happened in East Asia, right? With urbanization happening there. It was like the largest urbanization effort ever. that took place in China, like the largest ever, because there was literally like 1 billion people that moved from the rural areas to the cities. Urbanization. You guys, we have one more question, so you guys leave a super chat, help us out, leave a super chat, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. All right. Next is what did skyscrapers need in order to become practical? Well, before that, what would you rather live on a farm or in a booming city?
On a farm.
Okay. And another fun fact about urbanization is that industrial jobs pulled millions into cities, changing family life and culture forever. So urbanization changed every single aspect of human life. This wasn't just a phenomenon in the United States, but urbanization is something that's still
The
occurring
art said I
around
was
the world.
born in Hong Kong.
That's amazing. The art 8039.
So was Cole.
That's right. That's right. Cole was. Cole is one of Jimmy's friends. All right. And this is our last question, guys. This is our last question before we do the countdown. And you guys, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. If you're just now scrolling and you're like, what is this? We cover history. We travel the world. You can see parts of our family life. So you guys check out the channel. You're going to really love it. If you love history, if you love travel, if you love education, if you love looking back and how we got to today in the world, you're going to love this channel. So Jimmy, why are skyscrapers important?
Because they hold office buildings.
Okay. Well, it was a huge thing, and it needed steel frames, elevators. Without elevators, tall buildings would be horrible to use. So elevators, like it created the modern need for elevators. So these steel structures just went up and up and up and up and up. It just changed the game forever. Could you imagine climbing 100 stories every single day? Like, no, it's just too much. So with the invention of the skyscraper, so many other inventions came along with that. So whenever they invented the skyscraper, so many other things came along with the skyscraper. So that was the elevator, the need for large pieces of steel. There's that famous picture. Yeah, giant glass windows, panels. You guys, we've got these giant windows behind us right now.
Big cranes.
We're in a historic Airbnb, and we're in a very tiny town in Northeast Texas.
Yeah, that's a storm cloud.
And there's a storm cloud on the way.
Right above us, right there.
Yeah, right above us.
Right there, yeah.
Do you think it's enough to just to do more than just rain?
No, like that's right now, and it'll be all around us.
Yeah.
And then it'll be a big storm.
All right, you guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna show you over here.
They can see it.
They can see it over here. Well, we can do it in the next one. But you guys, we're in a really historic Airbnb, so it's really, really cool.
I'm gonna beat Brent. I'm gonna beat Brent and Pool.
Yeah, we're gonna go and we're gonna do some shorts over in this little saloon, this little diner. It's really, really cool.
You know how to play pool, right?
Yeah, I know how to play pool. All right, ready? 20. You guys leave your
19,
super chats, subscribe
18,
to the channel. Don't forget to like the video.
17.
All right.
16.
16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Guys, this is the microwave that doesn't work.
There's a microwave that doesn't work. It just gives you the most bizarre error messages.
This light has been on for so long.
Yeah, it's been on for a very long time. There's a washing machine over there next to that white door in the distance to the left, which is handy. So your super chats help us pay for this space. It's a really cool space. It's a really, I love this space. It's a really gorgeous space. And see that microphone over there? That microphone, that's what we're using right now. It's $325, and we need another set of those. So if you guys want to leave a super chat, it helps us pay for that. It's that little box over there. And so it's a really beautiful Airbnb. So we appreciate you guys. Here, follow me with the computer before we shut it down. This is your chance to show you guys what you're funding. You're funding our travels. So tonight, this is where we're going to be, is over here. It's on this little this little couch area. But we appreciate you guys being here for us. We appreciate you so much. We were just over there. We were just doing the live trivia from over there. We started off in that room over there. There's the kitchen area. So we live off of the generous donations of people joining the live stream. Just subscribing helps us so we can keep the channel growing. So this is where we're going to be for the next one. And there's a storm coming. So I'm excited. Hopefully that storm will provide some really beautiful content for us. So thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for being here. I'll do a 10 from here. Let's see. Ready? All right, guys. 10, 9, and then we'll turn this light on here. 10, 9, 8. The next one. 7, 6. Hey, boy for love. 8, 6, and 9. How are you? We love you. Thank you. Subscribe. Go tell your friends to subscribe. Don't worry, chat. It's not severe weather, just thunderstorms. That's right. It's going to be some thunderstorms, but it's going to be really nice. So thank you, David Young, for being our wingman. We appreciate you so much. We appreciate you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Subscribe, guys. Leave your super chats. Let us know where you're watching from, and we'll see you in the next live stream. We love you guys. We'll see you on Shorts. Bye. Bye, Josiah Crow. Bye, guys. Bye, David.